real reason why there's this presence?
I just want to say, as of late this month, DC they have reportedly gone 12 consecutive days without a murder, but that's also happened several multi-day periods without homicides were also reported earlier in the year. So, what do we attribute those to with no National Guard around? What does that mean?
Yeah, that stats are going down. There was already a zero murder weeks prior to the National Guard being put in there. Basically, taking credit for someone else's job. Nothing new there. But let's go into the real reason why he's implemented.
Let me just describe some of the steps, and you tell me if I'm being paranoid. First, create a masked police force.
We're running real quick.
Used to looking at that.
We're running real quick. It goes right away, so we're running real quick from the beginning.
Let me just describe some of the steps, and you tell me if I'm being paranoid. First, create a masked police force. Get people used to looking at that. Normalize snatching people off the street. Get them used to that. Normalize seeing the National Guard and the military on the street. Then start talking about crime in the capital, which is basically how it's always been a fairly crime-ridden city. This is our nation's capital where elections are decided. And then because the crime is so bad, have other states start sending their troops, not just the National Guard there in D.C., but now at least 6 other states are sending their troops, which then Trump can then federalize. So you're having many states' troops on the ground there, and now they're under federal control. So you have in the capital a sort of permanent police presence. So when an election dispute might come up, just hypothetically, I don't want to be a big pessimist, and I'm going to pretend for the rest of the duration that the Democrats do have a chance of winning, and they might win the next election. I just don't think they're ever going to take power, because this is what's going to happen. Because I think this coup is going to go off a lot smoother than the last one. There was a struggle.
Now you guys realize what he's trying to do? It's called a slow-moving coup. Is it really about crime? Or is it about keeping power? Just like you guys said, they're going to try to take it all the way till Barron becomes president, right?
I don't believe that.
Are you going to react? Are you going to have a
I personally don't agree with that either. I'm a Trump hater myself. I mean, quite frankly, as a Democrat, we dropped the bag this election. Let's not say that he stole it or anything. We just dropped the fucking bag. We weren't as organized as we should have been.
I agree with that. I agree with that simple explanation. And listen, I don't have a problem saying when I did, when things were done incorrectly. I don't have a problem with that because I am not trying to solve or prove anything to anybody. I agree with we dropped the bag. I don't know the particulars. It's obvious because we lost. And I don't have a problem with losing because losing is a learning situation for me. So for everybody else, nobody's over here crying. Nobody's over here doing anything. We're just in this mess right now that we're trying to figure our way to best deal with it. And we need to. Because just sitting down and having our thumb up our butt for 3 years is not going to work. It's the strategization, if that's a word. It's the clarification. It's the identification of the things we need to do to make sure that this shit never happens again. This person here, like he's slow walking us. I don't even like Bill Maher because he's a flip flopper too, but he is slow walking us to a place where we've never been before. And some of you guys think it's cool. I don't think it's cool. Some of you guys think it's productive. I don't think it's productive. There's a lot of shit wrong with what he's doing. And guess what? The real fucked up part is that he's ingratiating himself and his family
he made around 3.4 billion off of those investments in bonds and in companies that are really tied to his policies. So he made billions already.
And were you guys here the other day? I think it was Patty's room. I'm not gonna talk about that now. We can probably circle the block, but just think about this new coin that he has put in the big beautiful bill for some of you financiers and you investors and shit. He's gonna play right in our fucking face with this fucking coin, and we gonna let the people who know more about it speak on it, because I just learned this shit 2 days ago. Was it 2 days ago? It was Saturday or Sunday, whatever day that was. I knew nothing about this coin. This is the big beautiful bill. His coin. All right? It's just crazy that nobody else can use but him. Or I'm sorry, somebody's gonna explain it to you.
I agree,
But all this
Quincy.
stuff, the grifting,
Thank you.
the putting black people up,
I don't
and
know.
black
I don't know how
communities as
funny
being
Pepe
the
is, but
problem,
he
and some
can't
of
be
you
a
guys
funny
are agreeing with it. How could you dare? How could you ever
He's
sit here
not a
and agree
comedian.
that
Genius.
you're
He's
not
good at
separate
stirring the
from us?
pot, but
You gotta
he's
get
like
out
not
of,
that funny.
you got a
He
nigga
could be
get out of
funny.
jail free card or something that we don't know about? You need to pass that shit around.
Pepe's old news.
He's
Pepe's just
saying
frog
that
stew
you
now.
are the problem in this country.
Pepe's
Your
gone.
communities are the problem. Your black women are the problem. That's what's happening. And you guys are co-signing it. That's what we're saying.
Don't forget, continue to change history.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. You're the problem.
Frederick Douglass, felt like it was a compromise.
So I would say, Lisa, I would say if you want to learn more, there's a pub owner, Irish pub owner in Chicago. He did an interview with CBS Chicago. I would say take it the moment when you get a chance. You just need some, late night video. He talked about the crime. His pub was robbed by gunpoint, right? Because why? The police said because we're so stationed far out. Because we have to be in these other communities. Y'all call it an occupation. I would say it's going to be an emancipation, a proclamation for black people. Because,
wait, how does that work?
I don't know, you have to, I don't live in Chicago, but I would say, look at the city, this is what he said, the reason being, right? So then explain how does that work? No, I'm not a Chicago police officer. I'm not, do I look like I'm a captain?
You bring up to support your argument.
Am I having a briefing at 6 in the morning and telling the cops where to go?
Bring it up to support your argument, and it doesn't make sense.
You don't make sense. Why are you questioning me about strategy? I'm just telling you
You're
something.
using it to support your argument.
I'm not using it. I told her to look up the interview. Matter of fact, let me get it. Hold on. I'm supposed to be running the police.
I just went ahead and dropped a link. There's a link in the chat of Grant Cardone.
Oh, I found it. Wait, listen 1 second, please.
And I want you to think of the fact
Please.
that
You guys let her land. Who is that? Who's that?
Amari,
Who's that?
you're stuck.
I was talking. I was in the middle of talking. They cut me up.
You were playing something. Wait,
You got
hold
a lot
on
of
for just
background
one.
noise, Amari.
Okay, hold on for just 1 second. I want to hear the thing about Grant Cardone one more time, and where did you put it? Because that's another thing. He's supposed to be running for governor for California, if y'all didn't know that. Go ahead. What did you say?
and I'm taking a risk talking about it.
You think I'm lying,
Just
Jay?
interviewed with Nelson.
Hey, no.
All of us have access to somebody who actually knows Donald Trump, dines with him, hangs out, went to the inauguration. Nobody else in the world has that. We on this app have that. You can get on Debate the News, you can get on Chatter, you can get on Million Marathon, and hear what he's got to say after he's all pumped up, hyped up, and he comes with his big fat mouth and he spills shit that he's not supposed to be fucking talking about. And I knew when he fucking said that shit that he wasn't supposed to say it, and he wasn't. But we're on this app just listening, hanging out, and we got access to somebody who knows Trump telling us they plan on locking this country down. Whatever that means.
It's what he's supposed to say. Stop giving him free advertising.
Get up, Water. She wasn't done.
No,
Go ahead, Tony. I don't think Tony was done.
Go ahead, Tony, finish up, please, and then we'll try to play the link if we can find it.
Grant Cardone interviewed me because for 20 years I've had an e-commerce business. He interviewed me on this app. I my God, him and Mel Gibson, oh my God.
Lisa, he had been saying it on X, but I didn't know.
How many times you gonna repeat that?
It's the same thing.
You know what? Okay, wait, hold on.
I remember Grant saying that. I was in the room when he was talking about it.
Yeah.
We seen his ads. I mean, I'm in California, so I see his ads.
No, that's
I got it here.
He just bought it after World Star. He just bought it after World Star. We were being trolled, is all I'm saying.
You're not being trolled.
Oh,
He
dear.
has been talking. You know what, Water? I swear to God.
Water need to dry up into a little dry
Why?
right now.
Right.
I agree, April.
All right. So anyway, I don't know why we can't find the one. We found the one from Bill Maher. This.
So, AJ put some news in the chat, bringing news.
Okay, go ahead, AJ. Is he on stage or no?
I think another black lady was fired.
Shut up, boy. What's the breaking news, y'all? I'm not at the phone. What's the breaking news? He's
Donald Trump just fired the Federal Reserve Governor, Lisa Cook, who went after him for mortgage fraud also. So,
It's about time you showed up over here, Osh. I've been looking for you.
No, we're on
Yeah,
a
hold on,
fucking
Adrian.
revenge tour. This is Trump's revenge tour because they won't let him buy the Buffalo Bills way back then, and he said, I'm gonna get them all back. I'm gonna run for president, and now we're all stuck in hell.
How did you guys let the Blue Anon take over? What's going on here?
Real.
like I
What's
said,
What's the breaking news?
the breaking news is Donald Trump just fired the Federal Reserve Governor, Lisa Cook. She's one of the people that went after him for the exposing for mortgage fraud also.
Yeah,
So,
he told her she needed to resign or he's gonna fire her. She refused to resign.
Let him finish.
so she just got fired 80 minutes ago. So
Yeah, Lisa, she's from Lansing, from Michigan State.
yeah, she's a black woman.
Okay, another black woman gets fired.
Yeah,
And
he
he's
just
citing,
fired her.
he's citing mortgage fraud again as,
Her too?
that's what he's saying.
Yes, she broke the law. You know what's the ironic thing about her is that she did exactly what she accused Donald Trump of doing. I mean, literally, she did exactly what she accused Donald Trump of doing. Like Donald Trump's deal, right?
Hold on. If that's the case.
No.
Wait, don't let him go. Let him win. Let him win.
Is this Alf
Let him
again?
win. Let him win.
So Donald Trump's deal was a sophisticated deal between two independent, a banker and an investor, right? No harm, no foul. He paid all the money back, right? So what she did is she lied and got a discount on her mortgages, like 3 of them. Originally, she lied about and said that her father was her husband on one, which was
We're
fraud.
not talking about her.
Then she lied.
We're not talking about
lied on two.
Hold up, y'all. Hold up.
You're talking about two different people.
Excuse me. We're James. Excuse me. We're talking about
We're not talking about Letitia James. We're talking about Miss Cook.
By the way, folks, the conversation is that she needs to be fired with cause, and he fired her without cause, so she probably won't be without her job for some time, because you can't just fire somebody without cause, especially in her.
She ain't no dummy. She's not no dummy.
She's not gonna
Hold on a second. Federal Housing Finance Agency Director Bill Pulte, P-U-L-T-E, an outspoken critic of Jerome Powell, publicly accused her of mortgage fraud on August the 20th and sent a criminal referral to the Justice Department. So they're probably working hand in hand.
Yeah, how convenient, right, April?
Yeah. They're trying to get her out of the way, actually, because
You can't have two homes and
they can't fire her because of her position. So it's gonna be a lot of battle between her and Trump and his crooks. So they're looking for everything to get her down, to bring her down. But these people are crazy. So yeah, this is the new era of what America is.
it is a new era. At least somebody said it. Lisa, don't fall for
If
it.
not, I'm like, no, I'll find it. I'll find it for you.
I know
I'll find
you
it for
will.
you.
I know you will. I know you're not gonna bring something to me.
Lisa, don't fall for this, please, Miss Lisa.
Why
Miss
you
Lisa,
say you
please
don't
don't.
for it?
Don't
Everyone
do
Oh my
it.
God, not I hate fat black women.
Everyone Donald Trump has been insulting, firing, are mostly black women.
He hates Adam Schiff. That's not a black woman.
Black women first.
He hates. Brandon Johnson's not a black woman.
Can you agree with that? That he's hateful?
So wait.
He hates Rosie O'Donnell. Now she's fat, but not a black woman.
So
So you look
are you
at he's hateful,
telling me he hasn't been going after black women?
No, he hasn't went after Fonnie yet. When he goes after Fonnie, that's when you know he's going after black. Well, guess what? The Democrats.
Bonnie has already been pushed out.
He already said that. What are you talking about?
He has not. They have not.
Are
She's
you
not under criminal. She's not under like any type of investigation.
He can't fuck with her.
Oh, he could. Oh, there's enough to get her on. They just haven't done it yet.
So
But they-
go after
She's last. She's last. They're gonna go after Alvin. I'm sure they're gonna go after Alvin pretty soon. But they're gonna go after Letitia James first.
went after the lady from New York.
It's a big TV show. Okay.
Yeah, we don't
You
get
talking
calls
to
for
this
investigation.
people. This shit make your dick hard or what, AJ?
No, I'm
This shit make your dick hard. You want to be a white boy. I don't know who you are, but this shit makes your dick hard. You a dumb motherfucker.
That was an
no, that's not AJ, please, Sandra.
That was a Mari.
I don't know that suck. Don't get on for shit like this.
Let me just read this. I found something that's referencing this, but I don't have it in Trump's words, okay?
Sorry.
Trump's viral rants about fat black women. Let me see if I can, it's easier to play it than to say it. Yeah, and this is coming from the Daily Beast. That's as far as I went. That's as far as I went. I didn't want to go too far. So hold on, let me see what it said. I have not heard this or read this. So you're all hearing it at the same time I am hearing it. Let me see if I can do this.
Thank you for saying that, Lisa. You haven't vetted it, and it's.
I have not.
Thank you.
Oh, who got
Okay,
me in
so here we
trouble?
go.
Nelson's pinging me right now. Someone got me in trouble in here.
Oh, I bet. Well, Nelson, I said what's up. Okay, here we go.
Epstein is a problem. It could, in fact, be a mortal problem. So we have to do anything to frustrate that story continuing on. Where we are in that story is that Congress has insisted on seeing some aspects of these so-called Epstein files. So the question is, there's two questions. What are they going to get? And actually, the continuing question that's never answered is what is in these files?
Fast forward.
Welcome to the Daily Beast podcast. I'm Hugh Doherty, and I'm sitting in
Oh, yeah.
with one of
This,
the East HQ in Manhattan. I'm executive editor of the Daily Beast, and yes, this is my Scottish accent.
let me see if I can fast forward this a bit.
Who imagine being able
And so the FBI went in with a search warrant to
That's
John
not what I'm
Bolton's
looking
house.
for. Hold on, let me try one more time here.
Files.
That's not it.
The FBI went into his house, took his computer.
That was like a clickbait.
You know, self-awareness certainly is not something.
Okay, so let me just read this here. The title is Trump rages about fat black women and revenge rant. This was published Saturday, August 23rd at 11 Pacific Standard Time, okay? Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook has been the latest target of President Donald Trump's ire as he looks to strong-arm the central banking system out from under Chair Jerome Powell's control. Yet, according to Trump's biographer, Michael Wolff, his disdain for Cook, the first African-American woman and the first woman of color to sit on the Fed board, are the tip of an iceberg of bias the MAGA figurehead has held against black women. Quote, I spent the last 2 years, more than 2 decades, deeply involved with Trump's campaign, Wolff told the Daily Beast. One of the motives was that part, the personal fear, this was essentially on a daily basis. People around him would call me up and say, another fat black woman? Point, Trump appointed Federal Housing Finance Agency Director William Pulte alleged that Cook had falsified bank documents and property records to acquire more favorable loans, potentially committing mortgage fraud in a criminal letter posted online to Attorney General Pam Bondi. And then they show the letter that he wrote to her. However, Cook, a Biden administrative appointee, has brushed off Pulte's claims in writing in a Wednesday statement that she has no intentions of being bullied to step down from my position because of some question raised in a tweet. Cook added that she takes any questions about my financial history seriously as a member of the Federal Reserve, and so I am gathering the accurate information to answer any legitimate question and provide the facts. Let's see. Trump is already run with Plute's or whatever his name allegations, treating them as fact and harnessing them to wage war against the Federal Reserve's credibility. What she did was bad, the president told reporters Friday after being asked about Cook. So I'll fire her if she doesn't resign. Trump has similarly looked to tear down Jane's credibility after she successfully brought a civil fraud lawsuit against him for inflating his finances for years to secure favorable loan terms. He was ordered to pay $500 million, and that was turned over on appeal, but not the 32 charges. Let's see. So that's basically it. And this is not coming from Trump's mouth, but this is coming from his biographer. And is it not too way out to believe that he's sitting in this closed doors at the kitchen table while eating Kentucky Fried Chicken that he said, I can't stand fat women? Come on, y'all. And it's noticeable how he's going after all of them, and I have to take exception with that. Just it's big bone, not fat. Let's get it right. Okay, go ahead.
Come on, Lisa, you can't fall for this stuff.
We know he said it. We know he said it.
No, y'all do not.
No, wow, come on, we gotta do better. This is bad. I would think this is funny, but this one is not funny.
You do better.
This is not
What do
funny.
you expect from this fucker? What do you expect from this fucker?
This is not funny.
Seriously.
A person going in the news calling black women fat.
He calls us all kinds of names. He said we don't want black people.
This is not
word
in his
casino. He said in his casino he didn't want black people
Going back to
touching his money.
1994 now. Okay, got it.
Let's go back. When he didn't want black people in his apartment, he didn't want rich black
All
people.
right. About this article, can we stick to the article, please?
Mari.
Let's just be serious.
defending the
History
While we
I
have
need you to stop talking
discussion.
in water. This is
Jesus
horrible.
Christ, you're
History repeats
I just heard a
itself.
white liberal call five black women. They call my black women fat, and that's not something that I think is funny.
You're saying we're going
This guy called black women chucking the judge chucking his skin. Why would you?
Sisters, we are lost because we have nobody to defend us. We are on our own. And I'm not even a fat black woman. I'm not even a fat black woman. But we are on our own.
A white newspaper to call you
It's
fat.
not.
You should be more angry at that.
Why do we want to stop talking about what people have done in the past? Because whatever you've done in the past says who you are to today.
Okay,
You can't change that. Someone who had gone, most of the targets he has done recently are all over black people. You look at how he attacks all the governors who were in the Democratic states, like the black
Gavin Newsom is not black. What are we talking about?
AJ's still talking, Omari. Thank
I was
you.
talking first. Okay, go ahead. You got anything else?
after so many black women.
Let me know when I get 10 seconds.
And you know that, why are we denying the fact that this man has always gone after black people? Most of the things he has said, degrading stuff and everything he did, even in Texas, he did that to their reps. Why are we defending this man? The
to be, what did he used to do? That guy used to follow him and write about Trump and said he hates fat black women and then named the fat black women and called them out for being fat and black. That's more offensive to me than anything. Like, who the fuck are you to call these women fat? He could have said he didn't like the black women, but he had to put the fat shit in there. He had to fat shame these women. That is disgusting, and no one even cares about that. That's why.
Amari, are you saying that because he's providing hearsay to what Trump allegedly said, or are you saying that you're genuinely offended?
I'm genuinely offended because it's not even hearsay. This is him. This is him. Excuse me. Shut up, please. This is him.
Shut the fuck up. You taking
seriously. This is not joking. This is not.
No, this is not joking.
This is conversations between Dr. Goddess and him. Can they go ahead and suss this out? Thank you. I see you, Privilege. You're next.
He is trying to say, he's trying to kind of connect dots and say, this is how he feels because back in the 80s and 90s, he hated fat black women. So he's trying to say that's his goal is attack fat black women. This is not even something that Trump said, or no one knows proof that he's doing. But he called out these black women and then called them fat.
So you don't know what Trump has said about Letitia James.
I've watched what he said about Letitia James, but he's doing that because he's trying to get his link back. But he's never called her a fat black woman. He's never said that.
He has absolutely talked about her appearance and in a disparaging way. There's no question about it.
But it's not because he's never targeted just fat black women. I mean, I don't even like saying that. He has literally. I don't know if he said literally the words in order. Fat black Letitia James, but he has absolutely said a number of disparaging things about her physicality, and she is a black woman. So John Bolton, he's an equal opportunist. John Bolton is not fat and black. Adam Schiff, pencil neck Schiff, is not fat and black. Jim Comey is not fat and black. Like, this is not something.
And so you don't think you don't think that Trump has a specific issue with these types of black women, fat or otherwise?
I think he hates anyone that attacks him. I think if you nice him, if you kiss his ass, you could be like Diamond and Silk. He'll love you.
No, actually, he doesn't even remember them. Actually, but when it comes to Rosie O'Donnell, did he not attack her weight? Like, you're acting like he's above this.
Right. Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie hates Trump too. Like he talks about.
Did he attack her weight?
Has he looked at his weight on the scale lately?
I mean,
but the premise was that he hates
He ain't got no room calling anybody.
Right. He's going after fat black women. He's not just going after fat black women.
He needs to go after his own fat ass and say out of the White House.
April, but that's the part that I'm trying. Can you just understand? He's not going after just black women.
But we got bigger
Nobody
issues.
said that it's exclusively black women.
We have bigger issues to get distracted by Maury's bullshit saying he's offended.
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't bring it up.
Now we here, bro. Let's talk about some black people.
I'm ready. I'm game for any subject. You know me. I'll come to play.
Yeah, and the new way they're teaching kids in school, right? New bullshit history they want to change up. You follow that too, right, Maury?
I don't agree with that. You guys asked me that question the other day. I said I disagree with anybody, you know, taking out slavery, regardless of how bad.
Anybody? Is Trump in that anybody?
Trump is anybody. Anybody means anybody. The word anybody, you can look it up. As Patty was saying,
I just want you to say you disagree.
well, you like to hear Trump name call other people out.
I like to hear you say that you
Trump.
disagree with
The
Trump.
45th through
Because
47th
you won't say
president.
that. You
It's
say
wrong.
you disagree with anybody, but you won't say
Donald John Trump. It's wrong for him to do that. I'm trying to change it. You got it?
Since we knew he was going to do this before the election, why did you vote for him then?
I'm not worried about that. To me, that's not like an issue that's on my kitchen table.
You don't care.
So that's an issue on your kitchen because I know it could be put back. Listen, I know it could be put back because I know there's going to be a Democratic president that's going to come in and is going to restore some of these other things. Like they're going to change the bases back, and then another Republican's going to come in and change the bases back. It's the fucking game they play.
But do you
And why are we acting like 5 years old in here?
AJ, hang on, just let him finish and then you can go. All good. Go ahead, Omar.
No, I mean, look, you got Republicans, you got Democrats. They're night and day. What I care care about. I didn't like the immigration situation that happened from 2021 through 2024. I was not for that. I did not like that shit. I thought Biden was horrible at the border. That was my vote.
You see what Moose is?
What did Moose do?
No, I'm not talking to you.
Okay, good. You shouldn't be.
But Biden deported more people than Trump did. So what are you talking about?
That's gonna be wiped away by 100-fold. Trust me.
Okay, let him keep doing what he's
Trust me,
doing.
that's gonna be
But
wiped
he's
away.
way behind. But he
And
did.
the
You
self
can't say
is
he
over $1
did.
billion already.
You said it's gonna be wiped
What are we
away.
talking about?
But
Please.
Biden,
How do you count self-deportation?
We already know. They already came out with a study.
No,
Pew
how
study
do you-
said
how do you
1.4 million
How do you
people
count that?
since Trump has been in office. Pew Research.
You do not know.
Pew Research already did the
These
research.
people don't go say, hey, I'm self-deporting, look over here at me.
Pew Research already did it, and they have the numbers. Yes, they did because you get $1,000 if you self-deport.
Made up bullshit. Ain't nobody getting $1,000.
Where is
You
that?
getting $1,000.
You didn't hear about you get $1,000 if you self-deport?
No,
In a flight home?
I've heard about it. I just not paying it out.
So now you need proof of it.
Yeah, I do.
So let me go find a person in Ecuador to get you the proof.
I'd like to say something.
Let me go
I
talk to
wish I could self-deport.
from
I wish I could self-deport. I would get the fuck out of here right now. I would get the fuck out of here.
According to even the LA mayor, people are not even out in the city anymore. People are not even coming. People are gone.
Because
So try to make up your mind.
on the street. Are you stupid?
Mari, I have a question.
I would be gone if I could get the fuck out of here. I'm not leaving my children.
Mari,
You're a dumbass.
Did Trump make immigration better or worse? Legal immigration.
Illegal immigration? Legal immigration? People are still getting citizens. I mean, I'm not really sure. People are still being able to.
Is it better or worse?
It's better. To me, better. 100% better.
Let me give you an answer. He made it worse.
To you.
Okay, to me. Let me tell
Okay,
you
tell me
something.
about you. Yeah, tell me how.
Okay, now let me tell you one of the reasons why we have the issue of illegal immigration is backlog. They understand me, backlog at the embassies and at USCIS. I know you don't follow this because you don't care about it, but I will tell you something. USCIS right now are facing the same situation we were facing before Biden came into power. Now we are back to the Trump era again. By USCIS telling everyone that they have backlog again because of the same situation they were facing during the Trump era. They couldn't process files immediately because laws are changing every time because of instability of this man's emotion every time. It changes everything every damn time for them. So they don't know how to process cases effectively anymore.
They don't want to. Have you seen Bannon post? He's basically shutting down our country. He had a Steve Bannon had a post.
You know,
What does Bannon have to do with
What's
deportation?
going on? Because
I'm trying to figure out what
Bannon has an ear. Bannon has the president's ear. Because they want to
What
shut
does
down.
he have to do with deportation?
So y'all remember when Elon was talking about bringing in all these other visas? Remember MAGA went, they don't want people to come in. They want to shut, Steve, they don't. Wait, am I the only one that actually
You're
really?
the only one that's moving the goalposts all around the fucking field.
Of course he's not going to want people in. They don't want anyone coming into the country. Unless you, they don't want anyone coming in.
so he doesn't want anyone coming in with
And that's only 50 people.
That we know of.
He
I'm
doesn't
trying
want
to say
anyone.
unless what, Omari?
Unless you got married.
So he doesn't want anyone to fight.
Omari.
Omari, the Haitian settlers in South Africa, they have marriage, right?
50 people, 50 farmers. Come on, stop it.
So what? You're talking about 50 families.
See you guys back and forth, but yeah, let's hear from Brooklyn and lots of other voices that haven't spoken yet on the stage. Go ahead, Brooklyn.
I got a question for Omari with this marriage shit. What the fuck is marriage, buddy? What does that mean?
I mean, married would be like someone that actually, comes in with maybe that has some type of, engineering degree, or someone that maybe comes from like Nigeria who comes in and they want to go to school, and or they come in from India, different places, Sweden, wherever it be, Asia. I think if you come in to contribute to the country, that's merit. That's all it means. It's like you can show that you're going to contribute to the success of America versus this now where we have there's people using asylum loopholes to get in.
So most of the Hispanics or Latinos that are being deported, they don't contribute to the system.
Yeah, I mean they do. They also
So why is it picking on them? Why is it picking on these people?
So those people who come to America come in. So there's nothing stopping Hispanics from getting. There's no limit on how many visas you can get, right? So if I'm a Hispanic from Central or South America, I can apply for a visa for work, like agriculture. They're letting those people in. Those people are still coming in. Trust me, there's no shortage in vegetables in California. I don't know where anyone else lives. Maybe I live in some dirt poor area. I don't know what y'all. But my grocery store is Gucci. That's a lot,
My
actually.
grocery store is Gucci, but the same way, I don't know where you live in California, but the last time I was in California, they were fucking in Whole Foods, of all places, they were fucking running low on fruit. Maybe your fruit that you get is the reject kind, that's why they put it at Shop and Stop, but I'm telling you, at Whole Foods, and I said it on this app, y'all heard me when I was sitting there shopping, they were out of fucking fruit. So I didn't say completely out, but they were low. I had never seen nothing like that before. I didn't ask anybody what the situation was because I had to get out, but y'all heard me say that when I was in there. So I don't know how we got on this, but I'm really getting ready to blow you guys' mind. We were talking about Trump, talking about fat women, and I know he said it. I know he said it. I would bet a check on it that he said it. So you think he's sitting around going, I just love black people. That's why I'm sending troops into their community. That's why I'm cutting off he believes it's our SNAP. But we know that there are more. He ain't even did the research. He just thinks SNAP black, food stamp black, housing black, whatever that program is where you get your rent cut black.
Medicaid.
Yeah, black. That's in his brain. That's what he thinks. And the way he talks to these black mayors and governors, he should be a fucking shame to himself.
If a man like Trump would sexualize his own daughter and say he would do her, what are the chances that he would say something about a black woman?
Well, you saw what happened that time. He was at that press. It was a press.
Yes,
conference
Omari, we
on
were
the
the
black.
same.
When he was, remember when he was at that black news conference and it was all black churches? He almost fucking peed on himself.
He almost lost his shit.
He almost, yeah, in real time. And we need to keep playing that over and over. He picked up that woman's water bottle out of nowhere. Like, this is what I do to you black bitches. He picked up her water bottle across the table. And he had to lean over to get it. And then he took the top off of it for some strange reason. He was going to spit in it, I think. Why would you lean all the way over and pick somebody else's water bottle up across the table, bring it to you, and unscrew it? She was talking to him, and she was not letting his ass off the hot seat. And he did it. Then he put the top back on it and went and set it back over there. Y'all don't remember that? Did you watch that with your eyes like I did? Did you see
I
that?
will never forget it.
Okay.
Never
Well, I don't
forget.
care what you ain't saw, but I'm telling you what happened. So y'all get ready to set yourself on fire again, all you mad guys, and try to explain it to us because you guys are welcome. Nobody's disrespected you on the stage. Nobody, not yet. But no one's disrespected you, dropped you, or anything. We're here to have a dialogue with you, and this is something that you guys got to start explaining. I've only played bits and pieces of this. I've been waiting all day to play this for y'all. All day celebrating. Okay, this is your man Trump. Okay, and you said he's hiding his hand, so I'm going to watch very carefully on this video if he's hiding the massive bruises it's not funny. I'm sorry, I apologize, God. The massive bruises on his hands. So let's listen to this first couple of minutes and I'll shut it off like every 5 minutes because he's going to say some dumb shit. Let's go.
1,700.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Oh, damn, what did I do that for? Okay, hold on, y'all. I gotta go back.
Girl, did you see how big that vein was on his hand in one picture?
No, Oh, this is the first time I'm seeing this.
Girl, he's smart. If I put a needle in there, it would have sprayed my whole goddamn scrubs. And,
Lisa, when he met with Zelensky and he was meeting with the other folks, he was sitting behind the desk because he didn't want them to see his fat.
You know what, April? I think it's a skunk bite. I think let's spread rumor it's a skunk bite. And that's the infection. The infection's slowly spreading.
Okay, I'm about to play it right now. This is Trump today signing his executive orders, and I want you. Wait, what are you talking about? It will begin shortly. No, he already did it. Okay, here it is. Hold on. Let me press play.
Thank you very much. It's a very important day for many reasons. We've had a lot of important days lately. But this is a meeting and a group of people that are doing an unbelievable job in a thing called crime. And in particular, violent crime. Today we're going to be discussing it. And I watched as a very incompetent mayor from Chicago said, well, what do they know? We only arrested 9 people. I said, 9 people? We didn't arrest 9 people. We actually arrested a total of well over 1,000 people. We took hundreds of guns away from young kids that were throwing them around like it was candy. We apprehended scores of illegal aliens. We seized dozens of illegal firearms. There have been 0 murders. It sounds sort of terrible to say. It's embarrassing. I did this over the weekend. I'm making a speech. And I acted like I was so proud. As I said, we've had 0 murders in the last week. And some of these people were from foreign countries. They said, that doesn't sound so good. And I said, well, it doesn't sound good, but Washington was the most dangerous place in this country, and now, you know what? It's probably the safest place in our country. Everyone's starting to come here. The restaurants now, you can't get in. Many of them closed because they couldn't open with crime. Everybody before me is happy what I'm doing. Most of you won't say that because you're radical left. The newspapers are so dishonest. The press is totally dishonest, but that's all right. We got used to it. That we won in a landslide, so they obviously lost their power. I mean, it's impossible to imagine that when you get 97% negative stories, purposely negative stories, even though you've done 97% positive things, that they could, then you could win an election in a landslide, winning all 7. Think of it, all 7 swing states, winning by the popular vote by millions of votes. We had it fantastic. The best is your districts out of 3,000 districts. I guess we won 3,500. We won 2,750, and they won 500. And that's said to be the best of all. And we had tremendous in every way the election. And it's hard to believe you can do that when you have a corrupt media. But many of you are corrupt, and there's nothing we can do about it. But we keep winning, and we're going to keep winning. And this whole story on crime is incredible that the Democrats wouldn't be with us. So the mayor of Chicago, I watched him this morning, he said, Trump doesn't know what he's talking about. He only apprehended 9 people. Well, number one, that's false. Literally thousands get into that. But more importantly than anything, we took guns away. We have some of the worst career professionals out of the country already. They've been taken out of the country, and some are in solid confinement.
All right, I'm stopping right there. Solid confinement. And they talking about the mayor of Chicago, incompetent. I think you guys voted him in Chicago. Am I wrong?
Yeah, 6% approval right now.
Oh, he said 6%. Let's look that up. He said 6% approval. Anybody want to take that challenge on? Let me see if I can find this. Go ahead, Jeff, keep talking. So he talked about his election that he won in a landslide. Anybody got any issues with that? Mayor Chicago.
Are you talking about Brandon Johnson won in a landslide or Trump won in a landslide?
He said he won in a landslide.
I mean, in theory, he did, if you look at it. I mean, he won pretty handedly. I mean, it wasn't even close. It was over the same night. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, I know the Blue Anons are saying that he didn't really win. I've been seeing those TikTok videos. I didn't know how to cue and switch sides. Like, I'm just so confused, man. Like, you had this Tony lady talking about the Trump kids are gonna stay there until Barron Trump can win. Barron's 18, I think, 18 years old. He you can't be burned
I
into
didn't say that.
35.
Far down said that.
But the fact that you parrot that is crazy. Like it's true.
Okay, so you just lied. Then you just lied. I just read.
Details, so you must be filling in a lot of blanks.
And he just told a story. I'm not going to say lie anymore. You said 6%. I'm looking at 26%. And they said he is least popular mayor in the country, but you said 6. That's a long way from 26. Let's tell the accurate story, okay? And this is coming from, oh God, what paper is this? Chicago Centurion. So yeah, this is a paper out of Chicago. So right, so let's start off with that. Now, what is Trump?
So can you Google the 6%? Because I'm looking at there was a poll. Maybe that's one, but there's another poll.
This is from August 22nd, 2025.
Right. There was another one. So there was another one.
And it's the 25th.
So okay, this was back in August. Let's see, Chicago Sun. Let's see. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson has a 6% approval rating.
Your data is older, so we gonna Lisa's. I don't know what.
Yeah, we'll say maybe he went up by 20. Let's say he went up by 20%.
And the Chicago Sun, according to the piece in Chicago Sun Times, the recent Institute for Urban Innovation poll shows that Brandon Johnson has had a huge surge in popularity, climbing from less than 10. That's probably where you got that from. Climbing from less than 10% approval all the way to a massive 26%.
Okay, good for him. So I'm glad he came up. Okay, yeah, okay. He's coming up now. That's good. Maybe because he's showing a little bit of fight.
So what's Trump's approval rating today? Anybody? Any months of age? What is it?
It was average of 44% is right now, and 50. What?
Let me look that up because I can't
53. No, it's okay. Yeah, look it up. I mean, I don't mind. Hey, I'm not a person. You know me, Lisa.
Last week it was 37%. So I don't know how last week it went from 37 to 44.
I think you go like that. I think if you go.
No, the national average is about 37%.
Where did you get that from, sir?
That was all of the polls as of last week, but I can pull it up.
Okay. Here's one from 10 hours ago from Newsweek. If it'll go ahead and load here. Let's see. And I'm always trying to hate on nobody's polling, but we just want to make things accurate.
Hey, look, I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I mean, it's all the people, Omari, that like you want to give him like so much credit. You're giving him room. You say you don't care about him. You care less if he died.
No, I don't care about that. I don't care about him.
But like the caping is crazy to me. Like you cape hard for this motherfucker, man.
Well, because I'm the only voice in here to be able to do that. Like,
no, there's other people upstairs.
If I wanted to do the human centipede thing, then that's fine. I do this
same
thing.
The human centipede thing. I'm just I'm calling like his bullshit for.
Yeah, but I do this when I go in a room in the right. You can bring Beaver or Matt Cool in here when I go in there. I do the same thing.
I mean, I don't know how you could be uncomfortable in those far right rooms. You seem to.
I could be comfortable in any room because this is
You got the purpose of the stage. He agrees with you, and then there's a couple of other people in the audience who agree with you. So I mean, you're not alone, and I'm here to make sure that you can speak. So okay, so from this article, the worst poll for Trump was conducted by American Research Group. They're reputable. We don't have CEO in here, but ARG from August. I have a echo. Somebody's off mic. Okay. From August 17 through August 20, among 1,100 voters, because that's what a poll is. It's not the whole country. It's a poll. It showed 59% of respondents, 59% disapprove of the president, compared to 38% who approve. That's a big difference. That's a big deal. 59 to 38. It's a big difference. So I don't know where all these accolades are coming from. Go ahead, sir. I appreciate you.
That's embarrassing, Lisa. That is absolutely horrible. You said 30, I had to turn it down. You said 37%, and his rating before that was what? Repeat that again, before that rating?
It's saying 50, let me go back up here. It's saying that 59% of the 1,100 voters, because it's a sample size, y'all, disapproved of the president compared to 38% who approved of him. And now, there was a poll by YouGov. I guess we like YouGov, but all of these polls are high. Okay, so ARG, Echelon Insights, Insider Advantage, what you guys call IPSOS. I know I'm mispronouncing it. Morning Consult, Navigator Research, Qantas Insights. Rasmussen was the only one who had him tied, and Nathaniel something News, Southern California Strategies, and YouGov all have seen his approval rating down and his disapproval rating high. So if you want to argue with all these polls, go right ahead.
What's the real good average? But that's the gold standard. The gold standard.
I don't see real. What is it? Real what?
You take the so when people do polling, they take the real clear average.
Oh, okay, I think they did it, and they did it. Trump's approval rating has been stronger in comparison to his first term in office. Real Clear Politics, that's what you're showing?
Correct. That's the one that
aggregated showed that 45.8% of Americans approve and 50.9% disapprove.
Yeah, baby. Can I get a sorry, Amari?
53% disapprove, by the way.
I mean, it's always going to be. Look. When you start your work for the people, but look at if you look at the Republican Party, he's up there, highest rating ever as a Republican. So that's all that matters to him.
Pew Research is the lowest, but the other ones, most of them hover around 40% approval rating. So the difference between 38% and 40% is pretty.
What's the Democrats' rating right now?
Probably bad, but that's not what we're talking about.
It doesn't matter.
You guys say we won. So what do you fucking care?
It's a party. The Republican Party is higher than the Democratic Party when it comes to polling. But you want to talk about Trump polling is higher than Biden's party. But Trump is actually like guess what? Biden couldn't beat Trump today. Kamala Harris couldn't beat Trump today. So even if the election was held tomorrow, Trump would still be the 47th president. No, because no one likes you guys.
Because I want to say something to that point, okay?
Can you speak in 4 letter words?
I don't know how to speak in 4. I can fuck you, fuck, shit. But according to the polls, I don't think that your theory of if Trump was running today against Kamala or Biden would ring true. I think you should take that back too.
And that's false. I'm gonna tell you why. Explain to you why.
According to the polls, he's doing good.
So President Trump's popularity amongst his base is higher than ever, while the Democrats are at their lowest. So the biggest problem in the 2024 election is Kamala still could have won, but majority of the Democrats were not motivated to come out and vote for her, right? Because she got like 10 million votes less than Joe Biden, right? So if your approval rating is extremely low, that means that your voters are not going to be motivated to come out and vote. So you guys are behind.
Are you saying that notorious?
The problem is we're being militarized. That's the problem.
No, because I didn't understand what he was saying. Say it again.
Okay, so Kamala Harris got like 73 million votes or so, right, in the 2024 election. When Biden got over 80 million, right? So the biggest problem, the Democrats probably still could have pulled it off if their voter base had been motivated. But there were so many Democrats who didn't show up at the polls. So if your approval rating is lower than ever and the Republican approval rating is higher than ever, you will definitely lose at the polls, because that means that the Republicans are going to be motivated to come out and vote, while Democrats are going to be
Debbie speaking. Hold on, Debbie speaking.
voted and they didn't count them. So.
Can you explain that, Ms. Debbie, Deborah?
I'm sorry?
There was votes not counted in the 2024 election? Is that what I heard?
They purged votes. Threw them out. They threw out votes.
Also, I would add that if they were so confident of winning the election, they wouldn't be so worried about mail-in votes.
Absolutely.
And gerrymandering.
Both them together because that's the reason they're doing it. I mean, we know the Democrats have been voting way more time, and that's, if you're saying the problem was a discrepancy in how many people came out to vote, well, there's your answer.
I want to offer some hope and an olive branch to all the maggots on the stage up, and those in the zoo too. Don't worry, because when the Democrats back in again, we'll make sure that you guys have the mental health support that you need to come out of this cult that you're in. We know you're in end stages right now. It's gonna be a hard time, but we'll be there for you.
Thank you, I appreciate that, April. I'm gonna put my head on your shoulders.
Well, that's a good point. We can't underestimate the anxiety of cult separation, April, right? So we'll be there
It's
for
gonna
you.
be a crisis.
Open
It's
arms.
gonna be a mental health crisis.
Thank you, white people. I appreciate y'all being here.
Go ahead, Joey, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Let's just say, because Amari was in the room talking about Trump was getting his lick back. So maggots should have no problem when a Democrat president gets their lick back.
Getting his lick back, is that what he's supposed to be doing, or running the fucking country?
He's supposed to be running the country.
Okay, y'all, see what I'm saying? But that's okay with you, Amari, that he's on a revenge tour instead of trying to solve what's going on with the homeless, trying to solve what's going on with these fucking high-ass prices in Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. I don't know what the hell you're talking about right now. This is not what y'all elected him for. Y'all should be mad. And if the election, there's a poll up, and if the election was held today, all you people who voted for Trump, knowing that he didn't do not one fucking thing that he told you he was going to do. Gas is still high. Your goddamn eggs are high. Your Jiminy sausages are still high. You don't have health care anymore. You can't get dental care. None of the shit that he promised you that he was going to do, except for getting rid of these fucking immigrants because he feels crazy that the country is drowning. That's his whole reason. Let's get these motherfuckers out of here. He said he was going to even pay for, what was he going to pay for? Damn it. Not artificial insemination. What was he paying for? God damn it.
Talking about something that IVF.
In vitro in vitro. And that shit did not come through because he wanted more of the others to have babies. That had nothing to do with black women. You take your black ass up there and try to get free IVF and see how you get kicked out of line. He wasn't talking about y'all. This is all directed. And Amari, if you would take a breath, you and Notorious, if you just take a breath and ask God to show you the light before you guys go to sleep tonight, you're gonna wake up with a whole fucking clear head and see that this whole presidency is to try to eliminate your ass. So let me finish playing this other clip, and I'm gonna stop it again because we corrected you on the polls, we corrected you on the landslide, we corrected you everything they said, and we corrected you on the Chicago mayor.
But I said 45%. Hold on. I said 45. I said 44. You said 45. I was wrong. You said 6% to 26. I think he was still at 6%, but I was. So I was
40%.
He's on an average at 45%. Real clear average has him at 45.
There's only one poll that has him at 44%.
RCP has him at 45%.
Economists, Pew, and AP has him at 40 or below.
Doesn't matter. RCP has him at 45. That's the numbers you need to take. RCP has him at 45. Are you declining that?
I don't think RCP is one of these.
Real clear politics.
Yeah, but go ahead and compare Trump to Pritzker's approval rating.
Ooh, let's do it.
Pritzker said for Trump to stay his ass at the house.
What's Pritzker's chance of being president?
We're not offering him a president at this point.
What are you talking about?
What are you doing?
Are you
Democrats
serious?
haven't even decided to run for president. What the fuck is wrong with these maggots?
Now they're trying to tell us.
You trying to say he's not like semi-running?
No.
Okay.
No.
that he's actually trying to position himself.
How is he doing that?
Is it Gavin, or is it Prisker, or is it GOC?
I would ask God for you guys tonight to take that blindfold off. Take the blinders off. This is not the Santa Anita racetrack.
You've been using my, go ahead.
This is not the Santa Anita racetrack where you just have blinders on, you just going down one lane. You know these people are running for president. Like, you know that 2028. Okay, now my RC. So everything I say, if I say bias, I'm a magnet. If you say bias, you're right. Okay, got it.
No. I'm not saying that. How does it be fair?
I got a wife. I've been married. I've been my wife for about 15 years. I've been my wife for about 15.
Well, to be fair, Omari, water is also a magnet, so you are a magnet.
I give her that.
She's a very good I don't need no girlfriend ever. Why would I need a girlfriend for? Because I'm having a conversation with y'all that is against maybe your own ideas. Why does that make me seem like I'm girlfriendless or I'm P-less? You know, that I'm not getting no.
Earlier, being just such an outrage over calling black women fat.
Oh, I hated that. I don't like that. Trump didn't say that. Trump didn't say that though. He didn't say that.
I'm just saying that you know, pretending to be outraged.
Trump dated black women before Barack Obama did.
What? Okay, let me finish this.
Hang on, go ahead, Kitover.
Why do you lie like this?
I think Kitover was trying to say something.
No, I'm done. I'm going back on mute and watch my dishes.
Alright, go ahead, bro.
Omari, so then, hold on, y'all. Let me off the mic. Why would you lie like that? What is that you to say?
Because when Barack Obama was before his first girlfriend was white.
No.
Trump was dating a black woman in the 90s. If you remember, Trump had a black girlfriend. Exactly. That's why I said Trump dated a black woman before Obama.
Oh my God, this is so
And he had black girlfriend.
unbelievable. Now Trump is dating black women.
Was it dating Whitney Houston? Was it Whitney Houston? Who was it, Omari?
I'll find her picture. She was a light bright, but she was black.
She was mixed, but the thing about it, she said that Trump leaned on racial stereotypes.
She didn't. Did she really say that? Because she was talking good about her on the other article.
How come he gives the job to immigrants for being his wife, except for the exception of one?
Oh, that's right. His wife is like European white, so that doesn't really count.
They're over here with their anchor babies.
He was surprised to see black people attending the U.S. Open to watch Venus and Serena Williams.
Okay, yeah, so we do have him dating, what's her name, Kyra Young?
Yeah, Miss Young.
Okay, so she said that Trump made racist and insensitive comments while dating. Okay, his biracial girlfriend.
Wait a minute. I guess she's lying too.
She said I'll take. Look, if she said that, then I'll take her for a word. If he was saying that's on. Yeah, because she seemed like an honest person from her interviews.
Yeah, but we can only go by the data, right? So
Okay.
We only go by what she says, and she said
Okay,
that.
so she wrote a book. She wrote a book called Confidence Man, and she said that he, while dating, he made insensitive remarks. Made disparaging remarks about non-white people down the years, including thinking a diverse group of Democratic congressional staffers were waiters at the White House reception. So he thought y'all black students at the White House reception in fucking tuxedos. He told her that they were all probably waiters. That's your boy.
But she dated him
That is
though.
your boy. So, all of us make mistakes.
When did she write that book, Lisa? What year did she write that book, Lisa?
Let's see. When did she write the book? It doesn't say when it was
It
published.
might not 2018 to above, but that
I'm
shit.
gotta go look for that. I can't be doing all this research.
Let me see. I'll do it. I'll look it up right now.
Okay.
Like the blacks, sure, in 2019 during COVID.
from before Obama, though. Can y'all at least say I was right? Another.
Why do you gotta always go to Obama and everybody else?
Listen, Lisa, they love Obama, so.
And Clinton have a black woman.
It's up in their head.
And
The Bushes didn't have no black women, so president's the second black president. Carter didn't date no black women. Trump dated black women.
one man, one. And she was migrating to his hell.
I don't even think Biden had any black booty before.
Wait, hold on, you guys. Go on mute. Tia, what was you saying?
I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on right now.
You hear what's going on. There's nothing to figure out. These people have lost their minds. I don't know what is going on here, but you see. Okay, defense at whatever level they can. They're going to defend this president. They're going to continue to make us think that we're crazy. We'll pull out clip. I researched everything, and I'm still wrong. And I gave you Pew results. I gave you the book names. I gave you this. It don't matter what I do. I don't know why you guys take us through this shit. Just say, I'm not gonna believe nothing you guys say. I'm gonna support this man blindly. I don't care if he talks about black people like they're the enemy of the country. I don't care if they talk about black women. You don't always talk about how you support black women. What happened? Not today? Not today? Not support us today?
I support you all day, 24/7. I support all the women in this room. And the men. I think the people in the room are good people, you know. And I think like me and Moose go way back. Me and Moose go way back, and I never had no issue with Moose Star. Oh, shut up.
Okay, so here we go. Let me finish out a little bit more, and then we'll. Okay.
She's arrested. And the last 11 days, again, I hate to say it because it sounds so ridiculous, but in the last 11 days, we've had no murders.
And somebody can fact check him on that too, that they had no murders.
And that's the first time that's taken place in years, actually years. We always have a murder a week. They call it a murder a week. You come here from Iowa, you come here from Indiana, you come here from Idaho, because you're so proud of your country, you love your country, and then you get murdered, your son gets murdered, your daughter gets murdered, you get murdered.
And then you go home and your vacation is ruined because you got to
We're all murdered. And I know that every time I do this with you, almost with everything, but every time I do this with you, people say to yourself, he's right, and then you write a negative stuff. But we are doing an incredible job. The people behind me are amazing. We're working very well with the Washington police, as you know. The DC National Guard is unbelievable. We're also getting tremendous help from Secret Service. And we are at a point where Washington is booming again. People are pouring in like we haven't seen for years. Nobody wanted to come. They didn't want to come here and get murdered. I have a friend of mine who has a very successful son. And I said, where is your son going to be this weekend? He said he's going to Washington with his friends. I said, really? Yeah, he's wanted to do it for 4 years, but he couldn't do it because it was so unsafe. He's a tough kid, too. It's so unsafe. And he ended up staying 3 nights, going out to restaurants all 3 nights. He said it was so beautiful, so cool. Because all the criminals are either arrested or they're hiding. And we're finding the ones that are hiding. So I want to thank Pam Bondi. I want to thank our Vice President. I want to thank everybody standing behind me. Because they are really, Gaddy, you've been unbelievable, by the way. They have done an unbelievable job. They're working 24 hours a day. And Washington, D.C. is now in great shape. I'm going to be working with Clark Construction, which is by far your biggest construction company. And we're going to also beautify Washington. We're going to rip down the broken medians, fix them. We're going to put asphalt on the roads. We're not ripping them apart like these stupid people do. They rip a road down to the dirt, and then they spend 5 years in building the new one, and then it starts settling. Hopefully it's so crazy. And they'll spend hundreds of millions of dollars on a road. I'll spend it on.
Is this his infrastructure bill?
Okay, let me put this on pause right here. So he's talking about. Did you guys hear him say his friend was going to Washington for 4 years? He told another one of these lying ass stories about how his friends didn't want to go out to eat for 4 years. Remember that story? Do I have to pull the clip?
If I could just say,
Yes, I remember the story.
just something I'd like to add to that clip you just played. I talked about all the communities we're working with. I left out that we're working with the black community as well. So, we'll find the bad blacks. We're working with the good blacks. Just wanted to
Well, thank you for thinking that some of us are good, and we're all not tripping because we are what was the word he used? Because of slavery. We're all. No, he said we're I have to go and get that word, and it depressed. I can't remember it. We talked about it, the definition for a whole goddamn hour. But so he said that Washington D.C. he's gonna fix it up with his contractors. Did you guys just hear? He said that.
Girl, he don't pay nobody.
Okay, and not just that. He said, listen to what he said. He said the roads, when they tear them up and try to repair them down to the dirt, it costs hundreds of millions of dollars. Do I have to replay this? I'm gonna hire my contractors, and it's gonna cost like $4.
Right.
Did y'all just hear that?
Right, yeah.
I had to laugh out loud at that.
I mean, and people say
contractors
were Mexican. I bet you
They're gone. His contractors are gone.
Okay, I don't even know
Mexicans
what
are
the
the best
fuck.
workers.
So the other ones charge hundreds of millions, but Trump is gonna fix it for you for $4. For you,
That's not illegal.
It's gonna come out of his pocket, Lisa, $4 whole, honey.
and that's why
You don't know, you have.
y'all better not get on them highways at $4.
All right, so we're gonna end this live and we're gonna
In the
switch
road,
over
thank you,
to John Kitover IL on X. That's John Kitover KITOVER IL for Illinois on X. If you're enjoying this
Lisa, when
live
you
stream,
finish playing your thing, I wanna tell you about another thing that
hit
Trump
the
did
like
say
button,
against women who've
hit
been
the share
sexually
button.
assaulted.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna go to that part because we're gonna talk about that.
Allegedly.
Hold on.
Allegedly.
You
Allegedly.
gonna be allegedly on stage and
with Clark Construction, which is by far your biggest construction company. And we're gonna also beautify Washington. We're gonna rip down the broken medians,
Clark's like, I ain't doing it for $4.
put asphalt on the roads. We're not ripping them apart like these stupid people do. They rip a road down to the dirt, and then they spend years in building the new one, and then it starts settling. The whole thing is so crazy. And they'll spend hundreds of millions of dollars on a road. I'll spend about $2.
Oh, $2.
So we're gonna be replacing medians, we're gonna be replacing, much of the asphalt in the road in the city, which is in bad shape. We have great stripers, we have great contractors, but we have to let them know. Congress has said that they'll give us whatever money is needed to fix the whole office looks like. And we're not gonna spend a lot, it's gonna go fast, and it will be spotless. And we want it spotless for the World Cup and for the Olympics. You saw the World Cup was here the other day, and come to think of it, there's your trophy for the World Cup. In fact, it's solid gold. That's actually solid gold. So, some of the people in this room would be able to. Why does this man lie to himself? It's placed it right above the gate, right over there. That's solid gold. We're gonna put it right up there. Look at it. It's a solid gold trophy. They know how to get to me.
That came from home good time.
So, black and blue. We're gonna sign and then we'll take a few questions and we'll tell you how good a job we're doing. We wanna go from here to other places, but I was telling some of the people that in a certain way, you really wanna be asked to go, I hate to barge in on the city and then be treated horribly by corrupt politicians and bad politicians like a guy like Pritzker. Spend more time in the gym, actually. Look who's talking! Guy is a disaster. Gavin Newsom's a disaster. When we saved Los Angeles, you wouldn't have been able to have the Olympics in Los Angeles. They did lose 45,000 houses to a fire that should have never occurred. Because they didn't let the water come down from the Pacific Northwest. You guys don't want to write about. I had to break into the water supply to let the water down. And even now, we want more. We can have much more. It's less than half of what should be coming in.
Okay, so let's stop here. More lies. More lies. are going to be held. Yes, they are in California. And he said that he had to break in and release the water because we lost 47,000 homes from Governor New Hansom's inability to fight the fire. Do you guys know what happened to that water? Anybody
Wait,
here?
Lisa, I live on the river where that water was released.
Mm-hmm.
So the water was released from the dams. The dams hold Lake Success and Lake Kaweah, which is just 17 minutes from my house. I live on the St. John's River. That water went into the Central Valley. That water is for the crops and the farmers for the summer months when we run out of water down here. That water never, and there's no way it could go over the grapevine into Los Angeles. It doesn't do that. That water, if the Army Corps of Engineers had not stepped in and got them to close the dam, it was going to flood the entire town of Porterville.
What
and
the
all the
hell?
houses and farmlands run along this river. And let me tell you something, I had to go through 2 towns to go to get my prescriptions in another city, another town. And I used to think it was a damn shame when I would go from here all the way to there knowing what was coming, that every single fucking farm and ranch had a giant Trump flag. You drive now, there's not even one. Not even one for 20 miles.
Yeah. So Tony, Tony's absolutely right. I was just thinking like last week. They do have their Newsom signs claiming that Newsom is like, Newsom's trying to get rid of our water, but not admitting the fact that Trump was literally going to flood all of their farmland.
Correct.
And
all those farmers
Those are heavy Republican.
The whole Central Valley is heavy Republican.
Yeah, and Democrats have been screwing them over a fucking fish, a little snap fish for how many years?
That's a lie.
No, you guys are gaslighting.
No, that's not true about the smell. That's
that's a damn lie.
True.
Matter of fact, have you talked to our agriculture? Have you talked to a pumping company? Okay, clearly you have not talked to anyone that does agricultural pumping. It is true. And if you talk to people, if you talk to business owners in the Central Valley, they would definitely tell you that they've been screwed. Not recently, but for almost a decade now. They've been getting screwed.
They're getting screwed in what way? Because the crops are being
The cost is going up. They're not able to. They have to go to even to get like I gotta remember what that guy told me that the pumping. You gotta go so far down and then they charge you so much money. It's expensive just even to get the water.
Let's state a fact. Let's state a fact. Before the aqueducts were there, that place was a dust bowl. So guess what they did? They created that waterway so that those farmers could farm there, and they created an economy there. Guess what? The cost of everything is fucking going up. So the cost to put water, to have water traveling and pumping that way, is going to cost more. That is not a democratic issue. That is just a systematic problem of an economic issue. Shit costs more, and nobody told them to put this shit there.
If the dams were released like at the right times, would that not be beneficial for the area?
Clearly, nobody else can use the crime bill to criticize.
We're not talking about the crime bill, sir. Go ahead. That's not what we're talking about right now. No, we're not right now. We're talking about what so don't direct the conversation to what you're going to talk about. Stop.
Put him down.
I am not talking about the crime bill either. You need to listen.
You better connect that shit to water. Oh, you dropped that?
Why y'all drop
Why you drop
I was just asking, like, if they released the dams at the right time, would that not be beneficial for the area rather than just like releasing it?
Yes, they release them on Memorial Day, and we all have what's called the Memorial Day float, where everybody goes to the river and floats down the river every year. They release them on Memorial Day.
10, come back up. Raise your hand. I can't see you. 10, come back up.
Yeah, but I just mean Tony. I just mean like more often. Like if the plains were dry, would they not be more like? Would they not be better off releasing it 3 or 4 times a year?
What?
Ooh.
How does releasing that agricultural water help the fires in Los Angeles?
Oh my God.
That can't even go all the way there. Okay, so.
And it rains the next day. It rains in LA the next day.
Can I ask you a question? And to that, you were saying, a trip just to, with my, oh God, I can't even say this, with somebody who also is on also on Clubhouse. We went to, do you guys know where this is? Allensworth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know why.
What a shithole.
Don't call Allensworth a shithole.
That's okay. We'll call it an armpit.
That's the first black city. Stop it, y'all. Don't you do that. Allensworth was the first black town.
They have a music festival. All my friends go every year.
Yeah, it's very interesting if you go and check it out, okay? So, Dap, you can give the breaking news in a minute. Okay, so went out there, right? And it's farmland all around here. That's why I know she ain't lying. There's farmland all around Allensworth, right? There was pockets of water just sitting on farmland, and then it was so much water, it was drowning the farmlands. And I'd never seen that before because I go up the 5 all the goddamn time, all the time, all the time. And they even had people. Did we take a picture that day of that? But I know this fool rolled down the window and asked them what they were fishing for. People were fishing on the farm plots because they had released the water from the aqueducts. It did not go to LA. It flooded the farmlands around Allenstown or Allensworth or whatever it is called. And my lying sister not. They were literally fishing on farmland after that in January 2025. I think it was January the 13th I was up there, 2025. Is that true or no?
Make nuisance for mismanaged water.
He didn't release that fucking water. That was the water that Trump released and it went fucking nowhere. And
I think he's talking about in general,
what
Lisa.
are you talking about?
He's talking about in general.
Okay, we're not talking about in general. I just asked a question.
So let's talk in general. See, because people who think
I
that
hope they have their fucking Trump hats on while they're sitting there shoveling a fucking canal.
yeah, like the people who don't live in California, who doesn't know like the environment. You guys, please shut the fuck up because like the folks that live in California that travel up and down the Central Valley, this is a common thing. So we see it. We know for a fact that the folks in the Central Valley, like they're Trump supporters. That's fine. We grow a lot of agriculture there. That's fine too. But what happens? But some and I heard the conversation about it's a mismanagement of water. We have reservoirs, we have dams, we have things that there's only so much water that the state can hold, and all of these places were filled. We had more water than we knew what to do with. So this thing about mismanagement of water, it was actually a very, very good year for us in rain. We had gotten so much rain in such a short amount of time. So this whole notion that there's some mismanagement of water is, y'all shut the fuck up about it. We had more water than we knew what to do with it. But this fucking numbskull decided that what I want to do, because he wanted to fucking showboat, is fucking release this water into places that we didn't need it.
But can we at least agree that the state does a horrible job capturing that rain that we had? We do a horrible job capturing. Can we can agree to that?
Listen, I'm not going to say I can agree because I'm not going to say that we can do better. But every state could, and a state such as California, like when we get rain, it's a godsend because it's so sunny out here.
Why were the fire hydrants dry? That's the big question. Why were the fire hydrants
talking about?
You're talking about the one in LA.
Trying to turn it on in the middle of the street.
So hold on. You're talking about specifically for the fires? I'm glad you're saying that because that information right there is misinformation. I have 3 neighbors who are firefighters who fought in those fires, and they had not one single problem getting fired. One of my neighbors showed me video of him driving down PCH while both sides of PCH were ablaze, and they had water to fight the fires. The problem is that when you have that much fire, all the water in the ocean damn near can't help you to fight those fires because of just where everything was located. So these folks are talking about, they couldn't get enough water up there. We have many ways to get water up there. We have planes. We have folks that bring the fire engines that bring up tanks. And I'm not going to say that that hadn't been the case at all of them, but this notion that every fire hydrant was just empty or dry is crazy.
RJ, since when Since we're, hold on,
ignorance of the
hold on,
situation.
hold on. Go ahead.
It's on Google.
No, it's on me, Badger. Go ahead, and then Badger, and then Ray. Since we're asking random ass questions, why is California's GDP higher than your country's?
No, I'm just asking. All I'm saying is it's on Google.
You want questions? Answer that question, sir. Why? We're asking random questions and shit. Why is California's GDP? Why is California's GDP higher than your country?
You've got 10 times
This
more
is a random
people.
question. It's random.
You've got 10 times more people.
In California?
Yeah, you've got 10 times more people.
Okay, well, random question answer. Fuck it. So go ahead.
Let me answer Badger. Badger, because something on Google doesn't mean that like
Ray needs to go next.
that's in totality. Like I said, there were reports, but this notion that all of the fire hydrants were dry, that these firefighters couldn't fight fires, is an outright lie. I have friends who were firefighters, and who put their lives on the line during that time. Yet were there issues? Typically, when you have fires like that, and especially at that magnitude, you're going to run into issues.
No, thank you. I didn't know. I'm just asking. All I'm saying is.
What I was saying, what I was trying to say is that's willful ignorance. You asked the question and you said it was on Google, but it's obvious if you would have Googled a little bit more, you would have got the answer to the question. There are multiple fires spread out along miles, hundreds of miles. So yes, the system is going to have problems getting water in some situations. So you can't say
Please don't question my ability to be able to update.
Don't interrupt him.
That's all. I've seen and I know exactly what happened.
If you see and know exactly what's happening, you wouldn't have considered the argument when the young man refuted what you said. But again, I will say you did concede. There was not a major problem getting water. The main problem is that they usually get waters from the ocean and just dump them. But the winds be too high.
Not true. That's not true.
That is true. That is 100% true.
They did the investigation of regional shortage.
They apologized to the band for cutting off the band for waving a Palestinian flag. That's what it is. I think the Zionists are kind of pissed off, right? They go from room to room, fucking grifters, even black rabbis. He's like, why? My narrative, it doesn't matter, bro. We don't have discrimination in Islam. Calm down. Nah, you're not allowed to. But, yeah, but what? I agree. It's tough. When you have these type of people on this app, they're fucking spewing bullshit one after another. At one point, you get tired of it. You're like, oh, we need some new Zionist fucking points. We don't want Spot anymore. We want something else. So that's where we're at. But anyways, you guys want to hear the what's it called? Israeli official. The former Israeli officials.
Earlier, these pieces of shit were laughing about a child who died or was seriously injured by a piano or something. And they were like, I hope the piano's okay. Absolute fucking morons.
Yeah, I know. Let me see what else we have in the news.
What's the news? The news is that
So, Israel hits Yemen capital with a wave of airstrikes, tens of thousands across Australia.
I'm gonna let this run the whole night.
Genocide.
Capture these bastards
Anybody here
and
from
put them at
Australia?
their worst.
You Australia? Azure, are you Australian?
No, but Rohan's he's from Australia. Rolo.
saying? Who's debating Rolo? Mikhail?
It's Emperor guy Sam. I got moved to the audience. So
This guy is one of the biggest fucking losers.
You're Jewish.
He does this stupid Jewish voice. He's a black guy living in like, honest Jew. This fucking loser. Can't stand honest Jew. He does this like Jewish. He's an African American guy who does a Jewish voice in all these rooms. Whatever a Jewish voice is, accordingly. But honest Jew is
He
somebody
comes
that.
in the audience, he writes a bunch of shit, and then he runs away.
Abby's like, oh, I'm sure they're letting them talk so they can
the
record it.
Australians are
Yeah.
not happy.
You don't think he's black?
They're all under Hamas propaganda.
That's a black guy.
Yeah, but I think Hamas is I don't know if Hamas is still there, though. Are the Jews still there?
Oh, yeah, of course they're still there. Videos?
Have you seen his photo?
Yeah. What do you think? Why did they poison the wells back in 1948?
Narges too, cute, beautiful Narges. She hangs around with all these Jew haters, and she herself spreads all kinds of Jew hate. Maybe.
Yeah, can you guys hear
Sounds
me?
black to me.
It sounds like a black guy doing a voice of a guy who told something.
So apparently Ace is an attorney. Today he was going on and on about how Ace filed some motion or brief or some bullshit. These guys.
The evacuation of the so-called Palestinians from our ancestral homeland.
You hear this fucking loser? I can't stand this guy. He does it all day, every day, all day. This is what he does. It's so pathetic.
Anyways, honest Jew, what's the best talking point out there for the Zionists? We have two guys in the chat. One of them is a recorder. His name is John Kitover. And John Kitover, I hope you never win the election. And I know you're trying to run for the mayor of whatever fucking state or country, city, town, whatever city you're in. You scumbag, you shouldn't win. You don't deserve to win any kind of elections. And I know you were begging for money. That's why Pepe and that guy, Roger Mayhem, got into an altercation. Because of your stupid fucking ass, because you were trying to, beg people for money. Disgusting fucking scumbag. That's how Pepe and this Roger Mayhem character, they started fighting, doxing each other, or whatever. And Roger Mayhem apparently is MIA from this app. It's all thanks to you, scumbag. John, get over. Yes. Gotcha. Back check, sure. Let's do it.
Thank you, Amir.
The best talking points are we've offered the so-called Palestinians peace so many times we can't keep track. But their culture is violent and all they want to do is kill Jews. That's what Rohan was saying in the other room. And he's got really good ass spotters that kills them all the time. My favorite actor.
Yeah, I think we should listen to the famous I think the national anthem of Israel, I think.
You spoke with him.
Let's listen to it, I think that's the best way to go about it. Gotcha.
Terrorist Prince. Let's get a zoom in on his face.
Okay. Yep, I think let's do it, man. Let's do it. Give me.
Pumping his iron. Piece of shit. There he is. It looks like it's some European city. Riding on some guy's back, screaming, hooting and hollering. Fucking patriot. Wow. for the premium. So.
Anyways, let's see. What's your favorite music, guys? What's the best song you listen to?
Play some Taylor Swift. Play some Taylor Swift.
How about Boom Boom Tel Aviv?
Yeah, that's my favorite one. See, honest, you and I would definitely,
Let's play something that's famous, right? Just maybe, let's play something famous and then we can go from there.
You know, there's two versions of Boom Boom Tel Aviv, Ace. Do you know that?
no, I do not. It's Charlotte.
So there's the, the one, the revenge song. I sent it to Amir. There's the revenge song, Boom Boom Tel Aviv, this is what you get for all your evil deeds. And there's another one from Israel that's celebrating homosexuality and transsexualism. It's also called Boom Boom Tel Aviv. I'm not trolling. I'm actually serious. I sent it to Amir.
Amir is completely resigned. It's the children of Gaza would be.
Yes.
That is right.
We're building bridges, boys kissing boys, girls kissing girls, transsexuals on the street in Tel Aviv, and love. And it's called Boom Boom Tel Aviv.
Uses this voice all day long on her.
It's on YouTube.
He used to live his life like that.
Yep. I'll put a link in the chat. That was the song I was referring to.
This is one of the sickest and dumbest and most deranged rooms you'll find on the internet.
I'm not shocked.
The
And I'm
most
guessing the
pathetic,
service has a bunkers.
stupid losers
Just
you'll
definitely
ever have the displeasure of having to listen to.
Here we go. I am going to drop my favorite song in the chat.
But the great thing about them is they go all
Link in the
night.
chat, everyone.
They just talk all night
That's
while
why
I
you need to
film
support
them.
Israel.
And I notify the FBI in the morning, notify their local police departments. We know where Amir lives in California. We're already in communication with the sheriff's department. They've been surveilling his house. It's only a matter of time until his door gets kicked in and they drag him out in cuffs and he's crying and screaming. It's just a social audio chat app. I'm just having conversations about the Zionist entity. This is how the game goes. They sit there, they can play copyrighted music to try to kick me. But it ain't gonna work. So we'll come back to the Amir show. Don't worry, Amir, we'll be back. This is 420.
And other governors, right, are starting to, say, hey, okay, if we want to retaliate, this is what we're doing, and this is what we're doing. I look at the response they had to the redrawing the district maps in Texas because Trump wanted them to do that. Right?
So Ace is attorney. Today he was going on and on about how Ace files motion to brief or some bullshit.
It's the evacuation of the so-called Palestinians from our ancestral homeland.
Listen, I can't stand this guy. He does it all day, every day, all day. This is what he does. It's so pathetic.
What Trump can and cannot do, and what he needs congressional authority for, or cooperation from a governor or a mayor for. This motherfucker doesn't have to consult anybody to launch a nuclear attack anywhere. Right? Like, he doesn't have to consult anyone. This is who we have sitting.
It's not painful. Over mining this fall from next.
Wow. Anand is here. What's up, Anand? I think we should listen to the music again.
Well, let's do it.
We'll do this all night with them. It'll just ruin your whole
No,
experience.
just play 20 seconds every few minutes. Makes it funnier.
This is their lives, trying to get some guy who live streams everything.
Who is no name?
So watch them just do it like this. Alright, I'm gonna pipe in another clubhouse room for the audio. This is a hell of a regiment.
Hey, I'm the 20th Maine Regiment of Volunteers. This is your commanding officer, Colonel Engelbert Ames. You do not cheer an officer. You salute him. 20th Maine, I commend you for the enthusiasm that has made you volunteer for service in President Lincoln's army. I can see that many of you are strong and fit. But tough muscles and skillful shooting are not enough to make a soldier. That requires discipline. Major Gilmore tells me you are in the habit of holding discussions with your officers. That will cease from now. An officer's orders are to be obeyed instantly and without question. This regiment must learn to move as one man. Otherwise, we will all be killed. Major Gilmore, see if you can teach them to march. Yes, sir. When I say 20th Maine, attention, you bring your feet together. Drop that damn grenade!
This is a hell of a regiment.
Hey, I'm a
The most overpriced. If you use this sound, a big.
Prairie, we have a great guest today, congressional candidate John Kitover. How are you doing today, John?
George, I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing real good too. I see you got the whole campaign, the headquarters going there.
Or El Normal. It could be a number of these items because they're scared to come up here with the real account. Or that more shit used to be that idiot has a plus account as well. They're all the fucking Zionist fucks.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yep. That's how it is. They tend to hide their identity, man. You know? They really, you know. That's what it is. Anyways, I think we should do. Where did that guy go? I think we should listen to the actual national anthem of Israel. I think that's a good one. Let me see. Let me ask my market play it.
I've got a lot of YouTubes going, Instagrams, X accounts, Clubhouse. I try to do a lot of mass communication for the campaign at home.
I saw that. That's how you got on my radar. Was all social media. You're probably way better connected in that aspect than your own into the hood. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I live in Chicago, 42 years old, and I'm a graduate of the Citadel in Charleston, South Carolina, which is a military college. I was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army National Guard, served from 2002 to 2006. And then I've worked in digital marketing, media buying, advertising technology for about the past 20 years, 15 years, and I've worked in the government at the Treasury Department and the Department of Commerce, working in real estate operations, leasing, project management. And I launched this campaign to run for Congress a couple months ago. We've raised about $600, mostly through social audio, through an app called Clubhouse, which is similar to Spaces. It's basically a Zoom conference call, essentially. It's all audio. And yeah, I'm trying to defeat Darren LaHood, who I view as being a negative Republican who's created $20 trillion in debt in 10 years. So I'm fighting. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I'm saying I'm fighting for the people of the district in 16th district in Illinois, for the whole state of Illinois, and for MAGA and the Republicans all around the United States who believe that our government is borrowing and spending way too much money, and we have to cut the spending.
That's a pretty big order because he's going to have the Illinois GOP behind him. He'll have some federal law stuff behind him. He's going to have money to spend. Right now, you're at about $600. What's your strategy to counteract that?
It's by having conversations with you in open, frank, transparent manners. It's grassroots, and unfortunately, the algorithm doesn't favor me. Get content as you can, connect with as many people as you can, and really getting on the ground in Rockford and Peoria. The number one goal of this campaign right now is to get 1,000 signatures on our petitions.
Sure.
So I'm pretty confident over the next 3 weeks on Fridays and Saturdays in Rockford and in Peoria, we'll be able to get the number of signatures to get on the ballot in March.
Don't forget to hit the Memphis station.
Yes,
I think these are great. The places to harvest the voters from. Let's go back to the hood real quick. We call him a rhino, which has become almost cliche at this point. Everyone's a rhino that's running against someone else. When we look at him, though, his voting record isn't. You guys see eye to eye on some stuff. What is it you're not seeing eye to eye on with him that caused you to run here?
Really, it was his COVID-19 response. If you do a cross comparison between open secrets and all the HR acts that he has voted on, it's not a 10% or 80% correlation. It is a 100% correlation between all open secret donors and all HR acts. So there's a 100% correlation between HR acts and lobbyists who are essentially paying him to vote for all these funding measures. And it started with the HEROES Act and the CARES Act. The amazing thing about Grok on X is you can use it to go through all the HR acts and identify by the largest acts and whether LaHood voted on it, and then who the Fortune 500 corporations are that receive the most amount of money through those acts. And there's a 100% correlation in open secrets with all his donors. He has over $12 million or over $10 million in his campaign account. And so in my opinion, he's running a skimming operation. And this is what a lot of Congress people are doing. They have 10 to 20 to 30 million in their checking account, all given by lobbyists. So that is primarily the reason why I want to wake people up in the 16th district. Say, hey, he has created $20 trillion in debt plus $5 trillion a year over 10 years. He's responsible for spending $70 trillion. What have the people in Illinois District 16 really gotten from LaHood for all those trillions of dollars? He likes to say it's all about jobs and Caterpillar, etc. So, in my opinion, he's wasting the money. We have to stop borrowing and spending, and that's why I'm running against Darren LaHood in the 16th district.
And in reference to your campaign too, some of those jobs he talks about didn't really appear. Look at what happened with the last. The only guy wanted to put a fraction of those jobs coming back. So it might be good to have someone holding his feet to the fire.
It goes to show you that it is very difficult to create a successful business. I've launched many different businesses, and you can borrow from the taxpayers and create these businesses that go out of business, like Fisker and the electric buses that Pritzker gave us.
Yeah.
So it's super hard to create a business, and when the government creates a business by borrowing and taxing, that's not the bedrock or the cornerstone for building a good business. They're set up to fail. And it puts all the debt on future taxpayers. So it's
that's not
a fair bargain.
No. What did you do in the you're in the Army National Guard, eh? What did you do there? I know you're an officer, so it's a little different. I'm not looking for.
Sure. So I can tell you, I went to the Citadel, which is a prestigious military school in Charleston, South Carolina. And while I was there, 9/11 happened. So I joined the Army National Guard as in what they call the simultaneous membership program. So I started out as a PFC, then a specialist, then a sergeant in the infantry. And so I went to Fort Benning, Georgia, practiced warfighting for 4 months in the forests of Georgia, graduated college, got commissioned in intelligence, and I worked in translations, interrogations. The Army is Army work. That's digging trenches, fighting, and being in cities. I didn't deploy to Afghanistan or Iraq. I was all around the United States. and then I started working in digital communications. I think from a forensic accounting standpoint, let alone just AI and the queries that I have put into Grok. If you go to my X account, it's John Kitover, Illinois, that's IL, and I will retweet some of my best Grok queries trying to untangle congressional borrowing and spending, borrowing from the Federal Reserve, really looking at our ledger books, our balance statement.
Just too much, and that's where we're at right now. And IDF, has killed a whole bunch of people, and we just don't know what to do, man. Well, thank you very much, Mark, for playing that national anthem of Israel. And some people call it Israel, some people call it Zionist entity. I call it Zionist entity because from Moshe Paragon, it's freaking blasphemous to call it Israel. Israel is another proper piece of Asipanim. So that's what it's about, And I think we should, what is it called? Let me see.
Saying, you know what, guys like Darren LaHood are kicking the can down the road over and over. 10 years now. So this is my background, but I'm really trying to stop the borrowing and the spending. I think it has to become a mantra with Republicans. I'm standing with Thomas Massey, Rand Paul, Ron Paul. I supported the Ron Paul campaign from California. I have a good picture with him. And I just believe that we are digging a hole. We have to stop digging this hole of debt and borrowing and spending from the Federal Reserve. We have to cut Medicare, Medicaid. We have to cut the NDAA. And I think we can preserve Social Security. But cutting the military-industrial complex and big pharma are the number 2 priorities of my campaign. So that means Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, Boeing, Pfizer, Moderna, J&J, AstraZeneca, the hundreds of billions of dollars in tax credit.
That's what it is.
It's that they got from the big beautiful bill, $500 billion a year from taxpayers in tax credits. That is the primary focus of my campaign.
You segue exactly where I want to go. Just going to ask about the big beautiful bill. That was a huge expansion of spending. So I think you pretty much told us where you stand on that. You weren't exactly pro-big beautiful bill.
We can kill the 2 biggest problems in our society, which is the military-industrial complex and big pharma. We have to cut the Medicare and Medicaid by probably $1 billion to $2 billion a year, and the National Defense Authorization Act by about $200 to $400 billion a year. We'll be able to start paying down the debt. We can lower taxes, and we can stop funding big pharma, which is poisoning us, and the military-industrial complex, which is taxing us and doing military policing around the world. And Darren LaHood has kicked the can and funded this for 10 years. He's been a congressman in the 16th district, I think the connecting district before redistricting. But he is a can kicker. I'm going to crush his can, and I'm going to recycle it for the American people and for the people in the state of Illinois.
Let's talk about vaccinations. I'm not real clear on where you are on vaccinations as far as if it's just a COVID vaccine or if what's your stand on other vaccines?
Let me just start with COVID-19 and that vaccine response. The HEROES Act in March of 2020 was the first $1 trillion tranche or omnibus bill that Darren LaHood voted for. And that is the start of it. That's when Pfizer was going to get
their resources. And then you have Zionists sacrificing great efforts trying to bring it all on earlier. I think you're pretty safe that Bitcoin's going to be $1 billion by 2035 because U.S. will have to keep printing more and more and more every single year. And those are the 4 reasons why.
I hate begrudgingly saying this, but Elon Musk is right about the debt being the super issue. And my hope is that you get an Elon-backed Thomas Massey for 2028. Otherwise, I don't see, we're not going to stop aid to Israel. We're not going to register aid back under FARA. We are going to war with Iran again. All this crap's inevitable. But without a leadership change. And Massey's the only one. Paul do it, both party, he's the only one, and he'll never get elected unless the richest man in the world has his back. And that's exciting. And it's like, Elon doesn't care about Zionism or any of that. Elon doesn't care about a lot of things, but he does care about the debt, and he will back Massey because of that issue. Serendipitously, we'll get all the other good stuff. Like, if we got rid of this Zionist parasite, so many things, it's like, it's hard to imagine what the world would be like without it. Like, how great things would be.
I think he's come out and there's reports that he's going to back Vance, and I think that's something we predicted a long time ago.
Yeah, I know.
Besides, sucks. And I think that's because they're all part of the same crew. But Simon, you disagree with Joe, right? You don't think that and Ryan, I guess, that you don't think there's going to be war, right?
Oh no, there's going to be war. There always has to be war. You just got to move it somewhere else. So I believe that I believe that we're not going to. No, I don't believe the war with Iran will happen. I think it's going to all be Europe, and then I think America's going to come after Latin America and South America. I think that there is a different vision for the Middle East, and I think America will be working with the Gulf states and something. Yeah, I mean maybe. I don't see Iran being the one where it happens.
It'll settle who's in charge. America isn't.
It is working with the Gulf states. They are sending carriers and things towards Venezuela. There's already war in Europe with Ukraine. But Israel bombed Yemen. Their troop rotation, I said this last time I was listening, but they come back in September. They will re-invade Lebanon, and Iran's still on the chopping block. And you're like, yeah, but they can't win that. It doesn't matter. Like, it's what Israel wants. It's what Israel's going to get. We said this last time. I was like, they're going to go to war with Iran. It's not the MIC. It is the Zionists. They are going to get what they want. And that's what U.S. policy is going to do. It's what it's always done. Right? And after the fact, they're like, oh, yeah, well, we're not there because of the missile manufacturers or whatever. We're there because of Zionists. That's why they spend millions and millions of dollars lobbying Congress to get their way. I think it's actually structured into the post-Bretton Woods system that America needs to continually be at war. So people talk about Afghanistan not winning because it was 20 years, spent $2 trillion. But Afghanistan was a mechanism for stealing $2 trillion from the American taxpayer and creating that socialism for corporations, because the $2 trillion went to the companies, and so victory is just continually feeding the socialism for American corporations, as opposed to 100%. And another element there is it liberated the opium, and that narcotics budget is black market, which allowed the CIA to finance private mercenary armies, which is what they did in Syria, the same way they use narcotics money to finance Contras in Nicaragua, with Israel selling contraband to Iran, as well as the drugs. They took the opium out of Afghanistan. We had an opioid crisis in the United States. 100,000 people died. That's like several Vietnams. 100,000 people died from the opioid crisis from this liberated heroin. And they used the proceeds to pay for GS to destroy the sovereign country of Syria by paying a bunch of, and we were partners with your Gulf Arabs in that too, to destroy Syria. So it wasn't just the above board money that they profiteered out of Afghanistan. It was the dirty underbelly, because they're not going back into Vietnam, so they went in and got the poppy fields somewhere else to pay for black budgets. It wasn't when, like, if you look at it from, well, the Taliban is still in charge, blah, blah, blah. Well, that was never the goal. The goal was to just to have a medium to waste money on and sell it to the public of, like, we're chasing around Osama bin Laden or something because he did 9/11, so we're attacking the Taliban in Afghanistan because Al-Qaeda, it didn't matter, they're all towel heads. The public can't tell the difference. It's not just the public. People in Congress are like, they attacked us at 9/11. Like, no, they didn't. Afghanistan and Taliban had nothing to do with September 11th. But they're like, but Bin Laden's there. Like, oh, he's physically
hospital, even then it's on his knees when it comes to operation. So they did a double tap on it, Ryan. So they basically bombed, and then when journalists and medical and aid workers were going to save them, they bombed them again. But they caught it on camera, so they had to pretend like it was an accident.
It's crazy how they can just apologize and everything's forgiven. I'm surprised they didn't say it was a Hamas misfire. Remember when they bombed the courtyard? Like, we didn't bomb the hospital. Like, oh yeah, you bombed the courtyard. Everyone was gathered around the hospital thinking maybe they won't bomb here. And they hit it with this JDAM. That was also recorded. You could hear the sound. Do you remember this? Early in the war, they're like, oh no, that was a launch rocket. And like, U-turned and came back and hit. Bullshit.
Yeah, it was like, it was Al Ahli Baptist Hospital. You're right, Ryan.
I'm sure they used to make excuses for hitting hospitals and then they proceeded to bomb every single hospital after that. You know, so. It was an Anglican hospital that everybody reported as Baptist for some reason. But yes, I remember it now. And it's like they blamed it on Hamas. Someone just said, like, yeah, they can just go, oops, and all is forgiven. It really doesn't matter. Like, people all thought I was being sarcastic. Netanyahu could go up on stage and eat the baby and blame the baby. And Christian Zionists would be like, yo, this is just going to grow up to be the next Hitler.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. I think with this one, the issue, actually, to be honest, even if you remember with the Al Ahli Baptist Hospital, they bombed it, and then they basically initially came out and actually took credit for it, right? If you remember that Naftali guy, and a few others came out and literally said, yeah, we bombed it because Hamas was there. And then when the blowback was huge, they backtracked and lied and said that they didn't bomb it. Obviously, we exposed it, as you said, Brian, through like various threads, to listen to the noise of the JDAM and various other things. And also looking at the angles of the bomb and at the time, the statements that were made. But then they backed and pretend they didn't bomb it. In this situation, it was very similar. They came out and literally said, yeah, there was a Hamas camera on the hospital building, so they were trying to take the camera out. But then some Israelis came out and just admitted that they were trying to kill the rescue workers, so they had to kind of flag it.
Yeah, as if Hamas just rolled out an artillery piece in the courtyard and was firing from a hospital. Come on. They just say, why'd you bomb that house? Hamas had a weapon in there. They had a tunnel under it or something. And they bombed everything. You look at aerial photos, Gaza City, it was Hamas in every house, because you hit every house. This is total ethnic cleansing. It's a genocide. And they're like, it's not a genocide. But you don't wait till the genocide's finished to call it a genocide. You say it as it's happening. You don't wait till they're all dead and then you go, now it's a genocide. But they are genocidal maniacs. And they believe that land belongs to them. They have God-ordained racism. And unfortunately, America pays for all of it.
Yeah, but
You know what's crazy, Ryan, is a lot of them have been coming out with these some videos of like expensive restaurants or expensive food outlets and making it look like it's in Gaza. And it's like, you have to think that people are retarded. Like, if you look at all the visuals from the air of Gaza, like, how would anyone think that there's a brand new operating restaurant?
But that's the problem. People are retarded. And it works because people have their belief is based on ideology, not reality. And so if they don't want to believe Israelis are starving people to death, and all they go, look, I saw it in a restaurant. It must be true because that matches my faith. Faith being either ideology. Yeah, you're right. He was exactly how he described. Yeah, he just believes what was comfortable to believe.
Satanist people are
like, and Obama was the master of this because he would do totally abstract big statements like offer hope and change, which lets you fill in the blank for what hope and change you want to whatever is psychologically gratifying. Doesn't have to match reality at all. And then of course it doesn't. They just give them more time. That's what they say. And all these maggots for Trump, I don't know what they're expecting. I get it, better than Biden, so what? But I think they honestly thought he was gonna do things for them. Oh yeah, they're gonna deport 55 million immigrants. Like, that's not happening. They're not doing any of that. It's harder for Trump this time around because the X has been liberated.
No, Layla, we're listening to live Bambi Twitter space.
Elon's there. They're all having a hard time.
You see the title? It's a live Twitter space that's running with 800 people in there.
I was like, dude, he's talking to himself.
No, I asked Amar to play the live Twitter space because the room got boring. There's nobody here. Nobody wants to speak.
I'm here. I'm listening to this right now. I'm listening to this right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, you know. And listen.
I always like to speak. They just bitch me out loud.
What do you want to speak about?
Really bad in states like Florida.
Let's talk about how charity
It's just.
I think
He's on the caffeine here with John McCain. Caffeine means they're going to take us through.
You want to speak or get muted?
Now they have a star David license made. Saying, holy crap.
Speak for sure? Okay.
Florida, like, you know what?
There you go. You guys have the mic.
So, Chucky, tell me, okay, give me some talking points when Jews want to say that the foundation of Israel is actually something that is, like found in the religion of Judaism. How would you respond to that?
Would I respond to that question?
How do you respond to that?
I would respond to it something like this, that loss of life is bad, regardless if they're Jewish or non-Jewish. We need to come together to find solutions to bring peace between the Israeli government and the Palestinian authorities.
No. Okay, so I'm gonna give you some context. Okay, so basically today was like the first day of like extracurriculars at my medical school, okay? And like, the SGP, doing the SGP thing, right? Like we're tabling, we're raising awareness, and some like dumbass comes up to our table and is like, oh, this is so like anti-Jewish of you, this is so not inclusion of faith. And he turns to like the one hijabi at our table and he's like, of course, like this is your Islamic superiority complex. And we're like, what the fuck? Like, we're like, get the fuck out. And he's like, no, this is so like anti-Jewish of you, like in my faith, we're promised Israel, and like everything that you do in your existence, even this table, is just anti-Semitic. So I was like, really? Like, is that, like, how true is it that Israel is actually promised in the Torah to the Jewish people, right? Like, how true is that actually? That they have a land that, like how true is it that this is, like, their God's promised land, if what I'm saying is making sense?
No, it makes sense. I was just giving you an example. And my brother, when Chucky is talking, you mute your mic, right? But what I was saying, what I was giving you was an example of how a Zionist would answer that question. You asked a very valid question, and you must understand that the mind of the Zionists is so small that their whole technique is to derail the conversation. But it does tell us in our Torah that we will return back to the land, but it's during the times of the Messiah, and right now it's clearly not the times of the Messiah.
Okay, so when the Messiah, in your scripture, when the Messiah comes, is it like what we see today, like what's happening in Israel, or how would that play out?
No, so when the Messiah comes back, that's pretty much the ending of the world that we know of today. When the Messiah comes back, it will be a period of true peace. So what we're seeing today shows me, based off of my scriptures, because that is not the time of the Messiah. The Messiah is not here.
Okay, so essentially in Jewish scripture, what is happening in Israel right now is wrong, and it is not the way that I guess you could say, like the day of judgment or like the end of time is supposed to come. It's supposed to come with peace. It's supposed to come with like
no suffering. Is that what you're saying, right?
I mean, there will be, suffering, but I mean, as far as like, in the land, right now, there would be no beef between the Palestinians and the Jews.
Okay, I'm so confused because okay, so this person was telling me, right, and they stood at the table for like I would say a good 5 or 10 minutes, and they were just like arguing with us about religion, and we literally told them I was like the MSA table is like 2 tables down, go talk to them, right? And we even had like MSA members like come and talk like religion with them and stuff like that, because I'm not qualified whatsoever to talk about like scripture, okay? And this person, one thing that they were continuously saying is that, oh, Palestinian suffering is needed for the end of time. Like, Palestinian suffering is like one of the things that gets us closer to salvation. And I was like, what the heck? Like, what kind of faith, what kind of religion tells you that there is going to be eternal peace within at the cost of thousands and thousands of millions of people being displaced and thousands upon thousands of people dying? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. So
It doesn't.
I don't get that.
It doesn't make sense to me either. But what happened was like there's religious Zionism, and then there's the Zionism that you see today. There's no connection. You have that person that probably said that doesn't practice Judaism. They just take verses from our scriptures to use it to fit their narrative, and that's a huge issue.
I mean, like, this person from the outside looked like a very practicing. I don't even know what that means, right? Because, like people think that, okay, like, women who wear hijab can be very, very practicing, but in reality, that could be the complete opposite. Okay, so this person, I'm being very honest, there are some women who don't wear the hijab that are actually very, very, pious, mashallah, but then there are women who do wear the hijab that are not so pious. But anyways, so this person looked like a very, very practicing Jew. Like, I don't know what it's called, but he had like the little hat in the back, and was wearing like the suit and everything. Like, you could, like, I swear, if it wasn't on the university campus, like, you could not tell that this person was a university student. Like, if, I don't know, if he was just walking down the street, right, in downtown somewhere, people would have definitely been like, oh yeah, that's like a rabbi or somebody, right? But no, this person, like, was on campus, had a backpack and everything, and was, like, just, like, completely harassing our table. And he looked like he knew, like, what he was saying, and I don't know if it's just because he had, like, the right talking points, or whatever it was, right? But it just, like, you would listen to him, and that's like the kind of perception you would get about Judaism.
That's wrong. Just because they wear a yarmulke or they wear CC, that doesn't mean that they read the scriptures. Man. There's a lot of wicked people wearing costumes these days. Beware.
Mm-hmm. No, literally. I mean, like, this guy would quote verses from the Torah, and I'd just be like, okay, of course, like, we didn't have like the Torah with us, so I couldn't look up every single thing that he was saying. But he did quote verses from the Torah that I don't know if were super duper accurate, but he did quote verses from the Torah, and I was like, oh, like, this person knows like what they're talking about. Like, it would appear like that to anybody. Like, let's say, right, it's just a random person that's like on campus, right? Doesn't know like anything about anything, like any universities or whatever, like doesn't know about like anything that's happening, like in the world, like there's no genocide, like they don't know anything that's happening. They would take this person's view on Judaism as to be like an accurate form of representation, and that's like the scary thing.
It's extremely scary, man. But you gotta be very cautious when you deal with the Zionists, man. They got a serious mental issue going on. So stay far away.
No, I would never stay far away from the Zionists. What are you talking about? Like, I'm a Palestinian living in the diaspora. Like, this is what I do. This is what gives me peace at night. Allows me to go to bed.
I'm just concerned for your safety, Layla. Make sure you take that
I just never say that.
Make sure you lock your doors.
Why does everybody say that?
Because we're living in dangerous times, man. We had a whole group of people migrate from Europe to steal the identity of our people, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm safe. Don't worry. Nobody really knows anything about me on the sub.
No, that's good. But like I was saying, I'm just concerned for your safety. I really enjoy getting your talking points. I've actually learned a lot from you, Sister Lena.
Thank you.
No problem.
The number of neurons.
Brother Dave, you.
Anyways.
Now we talking.
Do you have an audit? That's insane.
Yeah, I got some questions for Black Rabbi.
Okay, Mehdi, I have a question. You were saying some you were throwing off some really weird emojis. Why? Huh?
So,
okay, do you want to share?
Yeah, so when the Messiah comes, you got an interesting take. The whole world will be Israel. So he's coming for the people of Israel, to make the whole world Israel. This Messiah, for some people, is a troublesome figure. So there may be actually a genocide globally. The whole world becoming Israel. I think we have two options. Option one, everybody will be genocided, and then what will be left Israel. But then Israel will populate the earth. But the other issue is that everybody will effectively be converted to become Israel. And both of which are not very nice options. So that's biblically how some people read it. They will tell you without be alarmed. The whole world becoming Israel. What does that mean? You take it to choose. You've got one or two extreme options. So some people will tell you, yeah, well, the Messiah comes, it will all be nice and great. For some people, they will look at the Messiah as the actual Antichrist. The way some people view it. So this would be somebody who is actually a bad Messiah. The other issue with the land was it promised to actually go 3 promises biblically. Actually, that's in the Torah itself. So we've got a promise, it's to the seed of Abraham, a singular person. Then we've got another promise that it's to all the descendants of Abraham. Then we've got another promise that is just specifically to Isaac and his descendants. So you've got conflict there anyway.
The whole Sunni Shia thing.
So
Yeah,
this is just regarding the land.
I don't think Israel's going to
So
need to provide
discuss what these conflicts mean. So I do agree that the Zionists are not very straightforward. They have psychological issues that they have to agree. They won't be straightforward with you. They will use human beings, so they will tell you any narrative that's impossible. And that's what they've been doing for about 80 years. And the world, not necessarily because everybody is naive, but the Messiah actually has been in the form of the USA. It has been the Messiah. They've taken to such that the Zionists, and if it wasn't for the US, they would be in the land of Israel today. There would still be Jews there living there as they had been a minority population. And most of the people in the region, whether it's the Palestinians or others, were not anti-Jewish. They're the only people who have never actually persecuted the Jews. Whether it happens to be Arabs or Muslim, everybody else seems to have persecuted them throughout their history. And then that sets another set of prophecies. But at one point, the issue of Israel is not just an agent of Palestine, it's actually an agent of everyone in the region. Everyone in that region today, at least for the last 80 years, has been suffering. There are many countries have been destabilized, and there are many more people have died. Sadly, there's lots of Palestinians there, but there's some countries that have lost far more people than the Palestinians, far more than is on TV. This again being done through the Messiah. It seems that the US has been doing all this rape, killing, genociding, and destabilization of many countries, from Iraq to Syria to Libya to Pakistan and all the good that is coming for everyone else. And the problem is going not too nice either. Like almost everyone in the region, biblically, has been promised some kind of genocide. So where I come from, we're promised to be comparable to the faith promised to Israel, really. My people tell me what to Israel, just like we're gonna break. No, coming to Israel. Israel will walk. And members of the human family, no problem. Like Superman, they're not Superman. And so this idea goes on, but I don't think many people who may believe in the Bible are serious sometimes with their version of what the Bible may be saying. So I don't know if you are a Christian or a Jew or maybe something of that nature, but I don't think you're reading the Bible.
That's a great thing right there. You get that feeling that in you to like, wow, you know, she's being her own unique self. She's not fake.
What's the most challenging part? What's that most
challenging part?
Hold on. Congressman, come back to you in a second.
Yeah, just one little point.
Yeah, the most challenging part is definitely the attitude because if it was up to me, which would be crazy, but I would have all boys. Girls are they are a trend, especially when they get, and they're challenging, I think, both, because I know it's my nephew.
Zionism is a secular lie based on so-called religious ideals. And the religious ideals we don't mind. Because if the God of the Bible is real and he is the true God and there is a true Messiah to come, then there's nothing we can do about it. But if it's not real, then enacting through satanic forces this Zionism is only going to lead the world into misery. Because eventually we'll be defeated, just like happened with the Nazis in Germany. There's going to be at a brutal cost. And then this secular lie that's happening today, with the Messiah being taken over the US, that's well, definitely going to fail at some point. It's going to again be very costly.
Yo, I had a flashback. I thought that was one-on-one talking, man. I thought that.
That's what I took. I didn't hear it. I didn't understand what you said.
No, I was saying I thought you were 111, man. I was about to leave, man, because you know that dude was crazy.
No, it's just what you described earlier as the Messiah when he comes. You said there may be trouble, but you didn't express what you meant by trouble because some people do believe there will be trouble. The whole world becoming Israel.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a day of judgment when the Messiah comes back, man. That's when judgment's gonna start.
Yeah, but a judgment for whom is this Messiah going to be?
For everywhere, for the whole world, and the whole world's gonna get judged.
Yeah, but based on what? When he says main mission is for Israel. To look after Israel and to make the whole world Israel. What does this really mean to you?
I never thought about it, man. Give me a second, I'm thinking.
For example, the Messiah in Islam, the Messiah, is a Messiah for all people. Well, he will come and enforce justice on the planet for all humanity. There is no such thing called so-called favor or just a form of justice for everyone. Enforce the divine will, which is a universal justice and truth. The Messiah of the Bible is something else. His main goal is to establish Israel, and that's a lineage of Jacob, and then the whole world becoming this. So you need to, well, I don't need to, but you should think about it. What does that really mean, such a teaching? The whole world will become Israel.
I had a question for Mahdi. The political Zionism versus religious Zionism, do they not share a pathology or some sort of fundamental behavior perspective?
Yeah, the political Zionism is what's happening today. So to establish this land by all means necessary, was difficult and obnoxious.
What a real dictatorship is, which is honestly what we're currently more akin to, and what basically is respecting people is and saying, okay, cool, you're trans, you're not binary, whatever, I'll respect you. Respect now is a dictatorship. This is where MAGA's gone. We have people who live in fact, Democrats and the majority of left-leaning independents. We live in reality. We live in, let's respect people. Let's just live in fact. Where then you go to the other side of the aisle, MAGA, they live in fiction. And we have now a culture where we have to invite these people to sit at the table with us and censor them and give them a voice. Now Nazis and racists and homophobes and bigots get a voice that we somehow now have to listen to if we wanted to vote for a Democrat in 2028. Fuck you. That is where I'm at. Now we can go ahead and move on to the conversation because this is actually stupid.
Okay, anybody else want to contribute to that line of conversation? Because the basic thing was Trump said that some people want a dictator, and I think that's where we're moving to dictatorship, because some people don't want to think themselves, don't want to have an opinion, don't want to research, don't want to push back. They just want to just exist and have somebody up there who disrespects just about everybody he talks about, and you guys think that's fine. I think if Barack was up there calling people low IQ, fatty, this, that, and the third, then it would have been a problem weeks ago. But you guys want a dictator, and you're getting one, and then but all the rest of us don't have to comply and don't have to be complicit. That's what you want, fine. You got them for like a couple of weeks, a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever the case may be. But dictatorship, he said it out of his mouth, and you need to believe what this man said. I don't know why you guys think, oh, it never happened. And every 5 minutes, he's pushing against the Constitution. He's trying to find the breaking parts of the Constitution, and he has the judges to support him on a lot of shit. So the next thing he said is, you got to be really tough. You got to be really tough to be in the streets. Being, I think he was referring to the National Guard. He said because they passed the toughness test, and the Supreme Court upheld it. I don't even know what the hell that means. I have no idea what he's talking about. Anybody know before we move on to his next dumbass statement? Okay, then he said that there were a gang. See the way he talks about black people? And I'm sure they were black. And we keep on just ignoring the fact that he's trying to play on those tropes and prejudices about black people, black cities, black mayors. And I spent all night debunking every fucking thing that he said. So he said there were a gang of kids, and when they saw the National Guard, they went back to wherever the hell they came from. What the fuck does that mean? You're talking about children. See, you're talking about black children. So when you talk about black children, you can say they're a gang, and then you can say they went back to where the hell they came from. And you guys don't see nothing wrong with what's going on.
Very dismissive about everything he hates and obsesses over, shallow things he consumes. And all the things he tried to roll out, though, they get pushed all the way back, like this alligator Alcatraz. Remember how scared we were about that? Or concerned, rather, is a better word. And, it's just one dumpster fire after another we got to put out, so might as well impeach his ass. Like, I don't understand why we can't just...
How are you going to impeach him? Because somebody explains to Water how President Donald Trump is not going to be impeached.
Here's been why it does not work. We wouldn't have a Senate to convict him, and you do not have 67 senators that will convict him. Then 20 Republicans, aside from Bill Cassidy, who tried to convict him last time and got in trouble, right? And was it Murkowski? Name others. Give me 18 more names that'll side with Democrats to remove Trump. Thank you. It's not.
Because you have to break the law to be impeached, and he hasn't broken the law.
You're an idiot as well. You don't need to break the law. It's not five crimes and misdemeanors are not considered actual crimes that would be considered crimes. I mean, you have to actually be a constitutional scholar how I guess I understand the Constitution. Actually, no, you don't. You can just be someone who actually reads and tourists, and you do not. You do not have to have, like, if you understand what a misdemeanor is in relation to the Constitution, you'll understand, no, you don't have to actually break the law. You have to do what Congress thinks is severe misconduct. That is what that means. That's what that has always meant. Look it up.
I'm ready for JD Vance. I'm ready for JD Vance. I'm gonna go anyway. Let's go.
Who said that? Who said that? Wait.
JD cooked
Oh.
this weekend. Marco Rubio cooked. Like, these men could talk. These men can actually. Man, these men.
Come on,
These
are
two.
you gonna be right or are you gonna be wrong? What strike you on? Because I've been out the room.
I'm only on one strike. Only on one strike.
He's on 12.
Jesse Bond.
I'm only on one. Come on.
I got about 20. What the fuck are you talking about?
In the other room.
It's just funny to hear people say that Trump hasn't broken laws. Like, what is going on? Like, breaking and violating a court order is actually violating. That's illegal. You can't do that. Like, listening to some of these people who literally live on Earth.
Oh, breaking news. Hold on, guys. Breaking news. I'm sorry. Breaking news. And y'all might already know this, but I've been sticking on this one White House debacle. So, Breaker Garcia is now being processed to go to Uganda.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're
What?
Did
He didn't take the deal.
If he would have took the deal, it would have affected his current civil case.
He should have took the deal.
Why?
He should have went to Costa Rica.
Let's see if I can find a clip on it.
They have a fucking choice. Or did they try to send him to Uganda?
So the choice was to say he was guilty, and then he'll go to Costa Rica, or just say, and if he doesn't say he's guilty, then he's going to Uganda.
Which is crazy. It's like, you didn't even do
That is the crazy. Y'all don't think never mind.
Brooke, like I said, these are people. I don't know if y'all have ever watched the GC film or Crisis on Infinite Earth, but this is Earth 2. We're not on Earth 1.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, like fact is not fact. Fact is not debatable. Fiction is now debatable as fact. And this is why I'm blocked. Look how I blocked the Chris. This is why people like him say Trump has not violated the law, broken precedent. Literally, you are a criminal in chief. You're a 34-time convicted felon, a rapist and a pedophile. Ghislaine Maxwell, Gasoline already said she got dirt on Trump, and her little cellmate said that she said the shit before she got shipped to Texas. And what are we talking about, dude? Stop being a weirdo. I'm gonna call you a some are pedophiles, because if you look at the party leaders in the Republican Party, and I have been keeping count, 14 have so far been arrested for child sex crimes in the last 2 years. Please fuck off.
Yeah, that goes all the way back to the Franklin cover-up.
So, Lisa, do you see how brilliant the framers of this country was? They knew that the common people were not smart enough to make rational decisions. So you keep telling me that Trump is a criminal, he should be brought up for crimes, but the people that they believe are smart enough to make those decisions don't think so, right? Are you talking about? Do you see how smart those framers were, and how, like, you know what's even more interesting is how conservative, like, that's all we ever talk about is the Constitution, even though it was written.
I thought y'all liked the Constitution,
right? Isn't that extremely conservative to always reference the Constitution that was written don't go by dead men? So maybe you guys are actually a lot more conservative than what you actually think that you
No, we believe that the Constitution is a living document. You guys believe the Constitution is not a living document according to your party, and that we're supposed to uphold it and have militias according to y'all. Actually, wait, what? No.
It says in the Constitution we're not supposed to pay taxes, honey, and we do.
Hey, breaking news.
Let's not talk about that.
Hold on, breaking news. Go ahead.
There's a video of Wes Moore shucking and jiving, shaking Donald Trump's hand, talking about, good to see you, son. Have you not seen that video?
It wasn't today, though, was it?
I know.
He told me.
I know, but I just saw it.
He was their
Amari, stop. Don't break your
Amari,
Amari, I need you to
Here we go.
stop.
Amari, you're on strike.
Can we listen real quick?
No, we cannot. What year was that?
Can I play it?
Stop. No, what year was that? What year?
See, this is the
This was
problem.
this year.
No, baby. What is the date today? The day is August the 25th. When was that video? It's for 20 something. What year was that video done?
When he was reelected, he said, "Glad to see you back in Washington D.C." and that was crazy.
But you think that means something? Because if that fool walked up to me and I know that I'm mayor of a city, I'm supposed to act in accord. What am I say? You dumbass motherfucker.
He told Trump that he was the best ever. This is what your boy Mr. Flopper.
He's heard it.
Did he really say that, y'all?
No.
Play the clip.
Hold on for just a minute. Let's finish with the breaking news because you took us all off the fucking subject. So what happened here is he declined to plead guilty to human smuggling. And now there's a judge, okay, after he declined, but I thought that was his criminal charge and not his civil issue. But the judge, a federal judge is temporarily blocking the Trump administration from deporting Kilmore Abrego Garcia to Uganda without having, what is it saying? Without having, let me go here and open up the rest of this, sorry. Slow it down here.
A fair trial.
They don't believe if you're still using a plastic.
Oh my God, please. Okay, let me just play this. How long is this clip? That's way too long. So the judge is, without having the deportation argued in court. So that's what's happening right now. And earlier today, we were talking about his two choices of Costa Rica and Uganda. So Costa Rica will say they will allow him to come as a, what was the wording? As a refugee. A refugee. And Uganda said, they didn't even talk to us about fucking Garcia Abrega. No one's even contacted us about sending him to Uganda. So this is all a bunch of bullshit that they throwing together on the fly. But now, do you think that they are going to listen to this judge? They didn't listen last time when he told them to turn that fucking plane around and bring them people back because they were breaking an order. Do you think, and they deported him after he had an order on the books not to be deported. So do you think they're going to listen to this? Because they want him up and out the fuck out of here.
No, they're not
as quickly as
It
possible.
might be possible that he
Uganda?
and send him back to El Salvador.
That's right.
I mean, possible.
I think he's gonna stay on Madani Zoran's people house. I think that's it. I think he's gonna hook up or get out there.
Mentally stable.
I hope he does come to Madani. Do you think that's a problem?
Nah, Uganda's nice.
Not if you're in prison in Uganda. He was going to be let loose from what I'm understanding, if you're coming as a refugee, they don't put you in jail if they allowed you to come into the country as a refugee. But Uganda, he's going to jail.
I think he'll be out. I think the Ugandans will let him out, and he'll be somewhere. He'll be back somewhere nice with his family. He's gonna have it made out there. He got the hookup.
What?
He
What?
got the
To do
hookup.
what?
He is going to Africa, right?
What does he know in Africa? He can El Salvador.
He knows
what?
To take a person that is from Central America and put them in Africa.
He's gonna be speaking Swahili and
Mind
Spanish.
you, Amari, pack your bag. You know it costs more to go to Africa than it would to where he's from. What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you okay? This is ridiculous. Let's send Amari's ass to Africa. I'll buy the ticket, Amari. You can get your ass
Let's
to
go.
Uganda.
I
No, I'm
love
just saying, if you think it's such a good,
I love Africa.
Well, good. I told you I sponsor your ticket to take your ass over there. And when you get to Africa, go straight to the jail. Don't you?
I've never been there, but I love it though.
Unless you had dengue, malaria,
You guys should buy.
Come on now. Laura,
My best friend has malaria, and it's not the first time she's got it.
Okay,
She got
well,
the short.
okay.
She lived here for 34 years, paid taxes, everything. Okay?
Get your
Never
vaccine,
to her kids.
See, I feel the need to come in this bitch and change the motherfucking subject. We don't talk about that.
What is the malaria got to
Fucking
do
get on with y'all. We're not talking about that.
Alcoholics and
Fucking crackhead ass bitches. I can't take this. This is ridiculous. Okay, so
Are you calling me a crackhead bitch?
What's
I'm
going
not
on?
calling me a crackhead bitch
the
because
shoe fits, don't it? The fuck?
Okay,
You know, they can change the subjects and shit that nobody care about your friend or her
we're talking
malaria.
about Africa. I'm saying like there's a lot of
Nobody cares.
like that's going on.
Nobody cares about your friend or her malaria. Let's move on. Thank you.
Why are you so fucking ignorant? I don't even know you, bitch.
okay, come on, y'all. Come on. Okay, so
That bitch.
I'm sorry to hear this.
And I'm not some fucking white bitch either.
Yeah, one more
Kiss
breaking
my
news.
fucking flag.
Yeah, one more breaking news.
You never even said anything about your race.
Now that people are running the insane asylum. Okay, so water. This better be breaking news because
This
they've
is,
been doing the topics that we're talking. Go ahead.
I love this one. Good news. So the South Korean president totally punked Trump in front of the press, saying, "Oh, I can't wait to see you go golfing with Kim Jong Un and build some Trump towers in North Korea." So I think I put it in the chat, but I'll put it back. That was breaking news.
Yeah, that was my shit was breaking news. That shit was weak.
Like somebody.
Speechless.
I had fucking more entertainment watching Dennis Rodman over there with that dude. That was more interesting than what you just said.
Crack is whack. Crack is whack. In real life. Like,
I don't even do crack.
meth is that.
Evidently, you know a lot about it. I don't. I wouldn't know. I've only
Meth
smoked
is that.
marijuana.
Crack is
I've never
whack.
done anything with marijuana besides. Don't they put on? You know that there are black people that are addicts too. They're not just white people, right? You know that, right?
that's
Okay,
what
yeah.
I would make you.
Okay. Alright. Okay.
No,
So.
because she's putting that energy on me, like.
Okay. Admit your race.
You're late for class, Anthony. And then we have Anthony. Okay, Maury, you got back up, okay? Actually on the stage. So, what you got three?
Already notorious. What's up, y'all?
What up, man, y'all? What's up? What side can we talk?
What's up? Is that another matter, bro? In the house?
Nobody. You go harm me.
Who is that?
Notorious. What's
is that?
up? Okay.
Miyama
This is
Antonio.
so
Miyama Antonio. Oh, yeah, that's brother Anthony. Miyama Antonio.
Yo, and we ran off all like the
I just wanted to say something real fast. Real before you go.
Shut up,
Omar.
you're dumb.
I just want to say this.
And I didn't.
He on strike 66, Patty. He on strike 66, baby. This ain't, please. I just want to say, before you go, Lisa, let me just say this real quick. A sad day came about when we got big grown-ass black men on here shouting each other out. Like, I just say nothing bad. A group of lame niggas that just want to be cool so bad. This is sad. I just stupid and lame.
Who claim to be so
Can't even.
but can't even speak in an intellectual manner and have to.
Oh my God.
I would totally agree with all these statements. But you gotta leave me out. Get the shock out of it.
She is not intelligent no more.
Somebody intelligent. Please.
We're not gonna